Hello and welcome to Fantastic Dimensions, this Christmas night gaming session of Eclipse Phase. None of us have actually played this game before. We're all kind of learning as we go using the quick start rules. And as we've discovered in the last hour, we are in at the deep end. So, thank you for joining us. Thanks for watching this. And let's just see if we can turn this into a bit of a fiasco, or if we just decide to throw the whole thing out and go play Fiasco. So I'll start off just by introducing each of my players one at a time. If you guys want to plug any of your various website and YouTube endeavors. We'll start with the first player on the left on my screen. Andrew, you want to go ahead and tell us about your character and tell us about yourself and anything else that you do.
Yep, my name's Andrew Knapp. I run a YouTube channel under the moniker SRT Joker. Do a lot of RPG stuff. Check it out. For today's game, I'm going to be playing Elise, the Scum Techie. Basically a character with a background where she was sitting around in stasis waiting to get a new body. She ended up getting re-sleeved. After she did so, she was basically indentured into doing gate crashing until she managed to get out of that and join this super squad of protectors. She's kind of volatile. She's very much a tech-based type of character. Lots of hardware type of skills. Very good at programming and stuff with computers. Not the type of person that will be wanting to take any damage or get in any physical scraps. So she's going to be working a lot of social network type of aspects.
Cool. Chepe, you want to go next?
All right. I'm playing Ahmir. He is his current identity. He is basically an escapee from Earth who was indentured as a servant and did a bunch of essentially criminal law jobs for a long time. His current body is that of a bouncer, which is basically people who have hands for feet. They are very flexible and are adapted for zero-G conditions. He chooses to not have a physical gender because he sees sexual relations as a distraction to his work, which he dedicates himself to in order to keep himself alive. He's essentially started hiring himself as a bodyguard, which is where he's at, just the latest of his next series of odd jobs to keep himself afloat.
Okay. And Lloyd, do you want to go ahead and go next?
Sure. I'm playing Gavin. He is a sylph morph, which means he's super good looking. He's got like pheromones that make him smell nice. He's a really slick talker. He's grew up on the fringes of corps and stuff. A bit of a con artist, and he will hopefully be doing all the talking and none of the fighting.
Okay, Philip.
Hello, my name is Philip Posey and I run the channel Maps and Dragons. I'm going to be playing a character named Laika. She is an anarchist saboteur. Her basic idea, the principles that found her, is social justice. She is a renegade and she hates capitalism and the hypercorp societies that control people's lives. Nowhere does she find the fair and equitable moderations which ought to be the foundations of the social treaty, only constitution steeped in gold, pride, and blood. And that's what she's targeting against.
Excellent. Okay, so just to kind of start it off and give a little bit of background on Eclipse Phase. Eclipse Phase is a science fiction role-playing game that focuses primarily on transhumanism, which asks the questions of what will life be like and what will be the issues involved basically after humans have evolved to the point where they're no longer truly human. I'm going to start off reading this little timeline, the Eclipse Phase timeline here. All dates are given in reference to the Fall, and the Fall was an event that happened on Earth where basically a super AI program that mankind had developed turned against man, and there's a lot of different theories on exactly how it went down, what exactly happened, but essentially Earth was turned into a ruin. And the survivors, the human survivors, are those who either escaped the planet physically or perhaps escaped the planet by, what's the word, ego casting their egos, as it were. The ego is your mental self, essentially, whereas your morph is your physical body. In this game, your ego is digitized and is stored. It's stored digitally. In the case of a morph, it's stored in a cortical stack, which is at the base of the skull, where the skull meets the spine, I believe. So some humans escaped Earth just in their own digitized mental form, without bodies. Others escaped physically. Many others were just left behind on Earth to die horribly at the hands of Titan, which was or the Titans, which was this AI, super AI that mankind had developed. There were also, of course, at this stage, as you'll see when I read through this timeline, there were colonies throughout the solar system. So people who lived on many of those colonies also survived. And then eventually the Titans disappeared, apparently, and nobody knows exactly where they went. So all these dates are given in reference to the fall. BF is before the fall, AF is after the fall. So 60 plus years before the fall, crisis grips the globe in the form of drastic climate changes, energy shortages, and geopolitical instability. This kind of sounds familiar. Initial space expansion creates stations at the Lagrange points, Luna, and Mars, with robotic exploration of the entire system. Construction begins on a space elevator. Medical advances improve health and organ repair. The rich pursue gene fixing and transgenic pets. Computer intelligence capabilities equal and exceed that of the human brain. True AI not yet developed. Robotics become widespread and start to replace and invalidate many jobs, and modern nations expand their high-speed wireless networks. Then, between 60 to 40 years before the fall, efforts to undertake mega-scale geoengineering on Earth cause as many problems as they fix. Major colonies are established on the Moon and Mars, outposts established near Mercury, Venus, and the Belt. Explorers reach Pluto. The first space elevator on Earth is finished, 2 others are in progress, and space traffic booms, beg your pardon. A mass driver is built on the Moon. The terraforming of Mars begins. Fusion power developed and working plants established. Genetic enhancements, gene therapies for longevity, and cybernetic implants become available to the wealthy and powerful. The first non-autonomous AIs are secretly developed and quickly put to use in research and net war. And experience playback, also referred to as XP, technology developed and put into public use. Then, between 40 to 20 years before the fall, violence and destabilization rack the Earth. Some conflicts spread into space. Argonauts split from hypercorps, taking resources to autonomous habitats. Space expansion opens up legal and ethical loopholes for tech development and allows for increased direct human experimentation. Human cloning becomes possible and available in some areas. Development of first transhuman species. First dolphins and chimpanzees are uplifted to sapience. Fusion drive spacecraft enter common usage. Extended colonization and terraforming of Mars continues. The Belt and Titan are colonized. Stations are established throughout the system. The starving masses volunteer themselves for indentured servitude on hypercorp space projects. Augmented reality becomes widespread. Most networks transformed into the self-repairing mesh networks. And personal AI aids become widespread. Then, from 20 years before the fall and to the fall, the Earth continues to suffer, but the pace of technology allows for some interesting developments. Expansion throughout the system, even into the Kuiper Belt. Transhuman species become widespread. Nanotech assemblers become available, but are strictly controlled and jealously guarded by the elite and powerful. Uploading and the digital emulation of memory and consciousness is made possible. More species, gorillas, orangutans, Octopi, ravens, parrots are uplifted to sapience. Pods see common usage amid some controversy. If I recall correctly, a pod is a type of morph, a body that is part or organic and part machine. Then there's the fall. The Titans evolved from a high-level distributed net war experiment into self-improving seed AIs. For the first few days, their existence is unsuspected. They advance their awareness, knowledge, and power exponentially, infiltrating the meshbot both on Earth and around the system. Large-scale net war incursions break out between rival states on Earth, sparking numerous conflicts. These attacks are later blamed on the Titans. Simmering tensions on Earth escalate into outright hostility and warfare. Massive net war breaks out and major systems crash as Titans begin open attacks, also using autonomous war machines. Conflict quickly spirals out of control. The use of nuclear, biological, chemical, digital, and nanotech weapons are reported by all sides. The Titans engage in mass forced uploading of human minds. Titan attacks expand to other parts of the solar system, heaviest on the Moon and Mars. Numerous habitats also fall. Titans suddenly disappear from the system, taking millions of uploaded human minds with them. The Earth is left a devastated wasteland, a patchwork of radiation hotspots, sterile zones, nanoswarm clouds, roaming war machines, and other unknown and hidden things among the ruins. Then, from the fall to 10 years after the fall, a wormhole gateway is discovered on Saturn's moon, Pandora, left by the Titans. 4 others are later found in the Vulcanoids, on Mars, on Uranus, and in the Kuiper Belt. These are collectively referred to as Pandora Gates. Expeditions are sent to extrasolar worlds via the Pandora Gates. Numerous exoplanet colonies are established. First contact with the aliens known as the Factors shocks the system. Claiming to act as ambassadors for other alien civilizations, they provide little information about life outside the solar system and warn transhumans away from both Seed AI and the Pandora Gates. An attempt to raise a generation of children using force-grown clones and time-accelerated VR fails miserably when most of the children die or go insane. Dubbed the Lost Generation, the survivors are viewed with repugnance and pity. And the present day is 10 years after the fall. So that's the timeline that's provided here at the beginning of the Quick Start rules, just to kind of give an idea as to the history of the solar system, or the universe, if you will, and how it's set up the game for where we are now. Okay, I see we lost Lloyd. Did he say anything? His camera crashed. Okay, so he's gonna come back.
Yeah, he should be back.
Andrew, I see Andrew's using the safe word. Yeah.
We have a safe word for if anything ever gets out of hand or it's already too complex, we just say marmalade, and then we're playing Fiasco.
Is that your call for playing Fiasco, Andrew?
No, I'm good to go.
Okay. Or was that just because Lloyd disappeared?
Yeah, he took off.
Okay. I presume he was just rebooting. So.
I'm hoping he is, and we lost Phil.
Yeah, Philip stepped away. Everyone's very excited to get started in Eclipse Phase.
I love the setting idea. I just
the system is just very complicated. Maybe you'll get used to it. Who knows? We'll see. But, I guess we'll wait for those two guys to come back before we jump into the mission, setting up the mission. Okay.
While we wait, I'll entertain you guys with this.
Is that a Tiamat?
Yep, I got it the other day. The Rise of Tiamat miniature.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's the official one, is it? And it's calling that thing a miniature is.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's a little disingenuous.
They're cool. The thing I guess it's a double-edged sword. I like the fact that they're doing like flying models for the dragons, but these like stands they give you, the flight stands, suck.
Do they?
Yeah, like I absolutely hate them. They're
We
a
have
pain
to
in
buy
the ass
both.
to get on.
That's not a mini. That's a toy. You just wanted a toy, and you needed an excuse.
Toy
That's really
chromatic
what-
dragon.
This, Chepe, you just wait, Chepe. This is going to kill your D&D character.
We'll see about that. Although I almost died in Lloyd's game. Well, not Lloyd's game, but in Ian's game.
Yeah, you guys did exceptionally well, though, given the circumstances.
My my warlock just didn't have any stats to speak of, really. I just hardcored it. I just hardballed it, rolled everything random. It was not favorable.
It's the best way to do it.
What's up?
We were waiting for you. Phil decided to go grab a pipe or something. I don't know.
Yeah, my computer crashed.
Okay. Okay, Lloyd, you're good to go now, yeah?
Yeah.
So, again, like I said earlier, I apologize. I am going to be doing a lot of reading from the book as we go, just because it's very alien to me. Pardon the pun, but... Okay, so... At the start of the mission, each of your characters are independently aboard a ship called the Ecstatic Metamorphosis. It's a former colony ship that's been retrofitted as a nomadic city by the Scum faction. And as we said earlier, the Scum, or maybe I didn't say in the video, the Scum are basically gypsies in space. Each of you is an established firewall operative. But you do not know each other yet, and you've never worked together before at this stage. Okay? So, each of you are going about your personal business here on this scum barge for the moment. And you all simultaneously receive this encrypted message via the mesh. And the mesh is kind of like an always online kind of internet network, whatever you want to call it. This is coming directly from Firewall's social network with all appropriate code words, and it reads as follows. Ni hao, friend. Your urgent assistance is needed. It has come to our attention that an unknown art dealer in your vicinity is seeking to sell certain masterpieces to the highest bidder. Please investigate and ascertain the nature of the artwork and its potential impact on the public. If it is truly of masterpiece quality, do whatever it takes to keep this artwork from falling into a private collection. You have 3 collaborators in your vicinity to help with your assessment. Keep us apprised of your progress. And the message comes with some information that will allow each of you to contact and track each other through the mesh. So you'll get some information so you're able to contact each other. You can basically communicate wordlessly through the mesh, using your mind. It's like a kind of a, I guess you call it an AR interface, So imagine you're sending Facebook messages back and forth, just doing it with your mind, And also, just so you know, that was a coded message. When they're making reference to an art dealer and artworks, they're actually referencing weapons. Okay, so they're talking about a weapons and arms dealer who is possibly selling masterpiece quality arms. You're to do whatever it takes to keep this artwork from falling into any private collection. Okay? So, actually, I should actually have sent you, and I'll do so now just through the messenger, but I will send you an image of the layout of the ship, but maybe I won't because I'm not connected to the internet. But you're on this barge. It's, like I said, it's basically a massive flying city in space. It is a scum barge, so it's kind of like, if you want to imagine what a gypsy colony on a spaceship would be like, there's markets and festivals and, the whole lot going on. You can be wherever you like at the moment, and we'll just do a little bit of role play to get your characters established and contact each other, and can meet up perhaps to share your information. So, Andrew, you want to go ahead and start first, since you actually are the only scum member of the group?
Yeah.
Nope. Drop from the call.
Wow. Marmalade. Marmalade.
Marmalade. Marmalade.
Chepe.
Okay. I'm gonna say I'm gonna be around where he's selling weapons. So I'm assuming because it's a gypsy barge that there is some degree of legal weapons. It's just the quality of the weapons that he's selling, because they're of masterpiece quality. Amir's most likely going to be on the shop that's across from it, because I'm assuming there's going to be an open inn for people to walk through, because it would most likely be a normal shop within a gypsy colony, right? It's going to be fairly open for market.
Oh yeah, there'll be plenty of markets going on now. Like, you don't necessarily know who this arms dealer is.
Mm-hmm.
There would probably be some legal weaponry, but not really. They don't have any particular like weapons dealers on the ship, as it were. Do you know what I mean? There's these things called nanofabricators anyway, where you can make weapons basically using these nanofabricators. Anyway, it just depends. It takes a certain amount of time based on how complicated they are. But what you would need to do is you'll need to find out, I suppose, do some investigation to try to find out if there is a arms dealer on the ship, and try to find out where.
Amir's probably stalking. He, in his normal, quiet style, he accidentally dropped his pistol, so he picks it up with one of his hand feet and hands it and puts it quickly back in so nobody sees, looking around through the crowds of people and the various different morphs that are available, some of which are actually very high-end for this end of the system, which is a little bit weird. You wouldn't think that that they would have that. He glances over and just kind of leans back against the wall near the opposing shop and watches.
Okay. So we'll say that the market area where you are in is in the ship's central cylinder. Just to give you some more information on the scum barge, this is a massive ship. It's literally carrying thousands of people like a floating city in space. Its central cylinder is rotated for light gravity, about 0.4 Gs. The rest of the ship, however, is without gravity. The ship's primary operators are adherents to the so-called scum faction, who are lifestyle anarchists who endorse full personal control over one's own body and mind, and embrace body modification and experimentation. Okay? Yeah. Scum barges are nomadic festivals where almost anything goes, a mobile black market. So, there are no police and very few restrictions as long as you do not endanger the ship. It does not travel alone. There is a swarm of smaller craft that surround and accompany the scum barge. So, yeah. So, I'm just going to try to remember your character's name. So Amir is hanging around the markets, looking around, just maybe keeping an open ear, see if you hear anything for the moment. Andrew, you're back with us?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
I can. What's your character's name again?
It's Elise.
Elise, yeah.
L-I-S.
Okay. So you heard the whole bit about the encrypted message you received and everything?
Yep.
Okay.
My character, when they get the message, she's having a body modification done, so she's in like a tattoo parlor, high-tech tattoo parlor, and they're in the middle of inscribing like a keyhole with like a planetary ring around it. They're putting the final touches on. This interruption comes over, so she instantly like cuts it, gets up with the tattoo unfinished, and starts walking out the door. She starts probing her mind for her interest in like basically scum culture to try to figure out where the most likely spot this arms dealing would go down at.
Well, yeah, you figured probably the best place would be to go towards the central market to try to get any information, because that's where trades are going to be happening, and it's quite possible that if there's any word going around about this stuff, this person's looking for sellers or looking for buyers or anything like that, they probably would have tried to drop the word out to get to people down in the market area.
So she'll start walking slowly, then nondiscreet, and try to get lost in like the stalls and the crowd trying to work their wares and stuff. So she's not sticking out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, you see people of all sorts. You see, there's a lot of other scum here as well, with various, colorful tattoos and different types of body modifications, piercings and implants, and you see some of those people, with the shaped, sculpted ears and facial features. Various, hair colors, anything from people who are completely shaven bald with like tattoos replacing hair on their head, to some people who have, maybe these big, massive, like dreadlock style haircuts. You see, people with the spiked kind of punkish style haircuts. You see, you've got sylph morphs. You've got all different types of body morphs as well. You actually, I will just say, for interest, you do see a gentleman you're in a bouncer morph, is that right?
Correct, which is a little bit weird being in gravity and having a bouncer morph, so I would most likely be traveling around in space a lot.
Mm-hmm. Or at least in non-gravity areas of ship. But you do see, and because you have been given the information on each of each other. You're all members of Firewall. You've been given basic mesh context. You can contact each other through the mesh, and basic descriptions of each other, just so you'd be able to recognize each other. And you do see Amir here in the market. And Amir, I'm not going to go through any contested roles or anything. I don't think anybody's trying to hide from it. You also see Ellis arriving, and you know that this is another one of the 4 Firewall agents on the ship.
I kind of walk over by Amir, and I see one of the gypsy-esque vendors, one of the scum vendors, trying to peddle these really cheap-looking beads. And Elise picks them up and starts kind of eyeing them, looking up at the light. And she says in Amir's direction over the comm, "Did you find any art worth appraising?"
Not quite yet. I was going to ask you the same question.
Nah, nothing that strikes my fancy around here, sadly.
Well, I'm not from around. Care to show me?
So she dumps the beads back down and starts going on another prowl around the market, looking for any of the shady types of characteristics she would associate with black market dealings for firearms.
Sure. Do you want to? Did you already give a physical description of your character, Andrew?
Yeah, she's about 6 foot tallish, very brownish dreadlock kind of hair, which is like mixed in with beads and glowing fluorescent blue rings and orbs. It's a very crazy look. Her arm is completely modified with various colored tattoos that almost look like circuitry, running all the way up to her shoulder and then down her right side. She has several piercings on her face around the brow line, down to the side of the nose. Very much somebody you would think would be involved in scum culture. She's heavily modified physically.
Okay. And do you want to give us a little bit more description on Amir?
Amir looks semi-Middle Eastern, although you can see that he has more European facial features. Very clean-shaven, short black hair, very no-nonsense way of dress. It's very obvious he's a bouncer because he's very short-sleeved. His physique is rather exposed. He has a very stern and serious look on his face, and that pretty much doesn't change for the most part.
Cool. And let's go on to Lloyd then. What is Gavin Gladwell doing on the ship at the moment?
He's probably in the nicest part of the ship. If there's like a fancier eatery, Gavin is like he's a sylph morph, so he's extremely good looking. He's even got like body mods that make him smell great for people, so they think he's really interesting, and he's looking pretty great. So he would hang out in the nicer parts of the ship, I think, kind of asking around. He's probably got a ton of contacts too, you know, since that's what he does. He wheels and deals pretty much all the time. So he's probably in a nicer part of the ship, maybe like a fancy bar or a restaurant or something like that.
And you want to try to use your social networking to try to find anything about this dealer?
Yeah, I'd find like one of my contacts, somebody like Scummy Steve or somebody that I get on pretty well with.
Okay. What's your G rep or at rep score?
Where would I find that? Rep.
It's in the bottom of your character sheet.
Bottom
Yes,
right hand side.
my G rep is 60.
It's better you don't have an at rep or.
At rep is 30.
Okay, you probably want to use your G rep then. Okay.
He's like, "Hello, scumbag Steve. How are you doing?" That's how he talks. He's got a very sexy voice.
Sure. So Scumbag Steve is a contact of yours.
Yeah, I mean, he's not really called Scumbag Steve, but I think of him as Scumbag Steve because he's scum,
Okay.
and that's beneath me as a self-morph.
Steve says, "I'm fine, Gavin. What can I do you for?"
Well, Stephen, I was hearing a little story about an art dealer
Yeah, an art dealer.
dealing with some pretty incredible masterpieces. You know anything about that?
What kind of art are you talking about here? Are you talking paintings, sculptures? I mean, there's lots of art, Gavin.
Steve, don't give me that shit. You know what I'm talking about.
This, by the way, this is a conversation that's going on over the mesh. Just so you know, okay. This is Steve isn't on this ship.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, just to make a mention. So.
Okay.
He says, "No, I really don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I know lots of people that deal in art. Some of it's legit, some of it's copied, some of it's stolen."
Steven.
I know a guy that's got some great classic impressionist pieces from Earth, supposedly. They're hot as all hell and extremely expensive, even for you, I'd say. But
that's not what I'm looking for, Stephen. What I'm looking for is the kind of art that makes a bit of a bang, if you know what I mean.
like modern art.
Goodbye, Stephen. he like disconnects his mesh conversation, and then like looks if he can see. I guess this is within the mesh as well. If he can spot any other people he's meant to be meeting up with.
Okay. Sure. You can find somebody on there. You want to find somebody who may be interested in buying weapons or something of that sort. Like,
absolutely, yeah.
I'm sure you know somebody who would deal with something along those lines.
Yeah.
And
I didn't want to mention to Scumbag Steve that it was weapons in case he just it's clearly a secret, so I didn't want to bring it up.
No, I get that. But yeah, he didn't. He doesn't know anything. He doesn't know your code for arms or anything of that sort. So yeah, you get a hold of another contact. Do you want to go ahead and make the test actually first before we have the conversation to see if you're going to have any success?
Yes. Okay. So
you're going to roll a percentile die, and I'm going to figure in the modifiers.
So it's my G rep, right?
It is your G rep, yep.
Okay, and I get no modifiers or anything for that, right? It says I get a +10 modifier on social skill tests. Oh, it's where my beauty is an influencing factor, so no, I don't.
Your beauty is not going to be an influencing factor in this test, no. Let me try to find the whole test modifier thing. Here we go. We're going to say this is going to be a difficult test, so we're going to give you -10. I'm going to give you a minor modifier severity to your advantage, though, because you're dealing with somebody who actually deals with weapons trading, and he's a friend of yours. So I'm going to bounce it out. We'll put it back to an even 60.
I've got interests, black market, if that makes any difference.
Interests, black market?
One of my skills is interests, black market.
What do you have in that skill?
50.
50?
Yeah.
Sure. I'll give you another +10, so I'll give you a 70% chance of success.
Alrighty. Let's see. Okay.
Yeah, I heard something about that. There's some Chinese bird. She's supposed to be. She's on her own ship. She's going to be docking with the barge. Probably already has, in fact.
You got a name there, fella?
Yeah. I'm just trying. Let me look her up here real quick for you. Her name is Gray Shoe.
Ooh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What fascinating names these people have. Well, do you have any more information about when she might have docked? You said already?
Yeah, she should have arrived within the last 12 hours.
Hmm. Well, you've been very helpful. I thank you for your information. You have a nice day now.
Good luck. I hope you find the gun you're looking for.
Alrighty.
Okay. Do you want to contact the other operatives?
Yes, now I will, yeah.
Okay, and what do you want to say to them? Are you sending them a message on the mesh as well?
Yeah, maybe we should set up a meeting point where we can rendezvous and have a little chat.
Thank God the mesh is just coming up as a non-verbal communication, so you don't get that hint of pretension in his voice as the message comes to you just verbatim in a text format over the mesh. But I will actually jump to Philip real quick because he hasn't had a moment to do anything yet. So Philip, we can introduce your character and what you're doing as you get the message.
Perfect. So, Leica is laying on a chair. Her chameleon skin effortlessly forms with her surroundings. Swaths of gray and black move over the surface of her body, and she's looking down into an aquarium, and there's a formation of fish swimming around in the aquarium. And she looks outside the window, and there's the same formation that the fish are in, so are the ships. And she receives the text, and she says, sometimes in order to get this big fish to come out, we have to put blood in the water. She pricks her finger, and a single drop of blood enters in, and the fish leave this mechanical hand that they've been eating away the flesh on, and they come up and they start attacking the fish. But one is left down at the bottom. Sometimes we have to put blood in the water to find the one that we're looking for. And in the surface of the aquarium, you see Amir and Ellis walking together, and she turns around, and she has a little honing device, and it goes beep, 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 and it tells her that someone of her party is in her vicinity. Her shoulder moves over to the right, she turns her head, and she starts to approach them.
Okay, do you want to describe your character real quick, what she looks like, so that they know what they're looking at?
My character is a ghost morph. Her body is covered with a chameleon suit that adapts to new situations almost effortlessly. So her body is almost like Predator moving through the surface of the air. But her face is exposed. She has strong, striking features. Her hair is tied back almost in a large French braid with cybernetic implants running along the surface of her forehead, blending down into the veins of her skin. She has a wide, lecherous smile that's used to conniving. She kind of has this stink of radicalism that permeates her eyes when she stares at you. She's rather no-nonsense, humorless, especially when it comes to justice.
Okay, so Amir and Ellis, you see Leica coming towards you. This is before you get the transmission from Gavin, we'll say anyway. You'll get the transmission from Gavin just after you finish your introductions, probably with, well, you'll have some time with Leica first. Anybody want to break the ice?
Amir doesn't say anything, just kind of nods, understands.
I start to say, "Oh yeah, let's head to the rendezvous point, man." And she stops herself because her accent starts to break a little bit, and she was trying to cover it up.
What the... What is going on?
I think we all need to go meet.
Amir looks looks confused, and then looks at the person and the ghost. Are you coming with?
I look at you in the eyes, and I just hold that gaze for a moment. I'm just sizing you up. You feel the tension grow in my jaw, and I say, "All right, let's go."
I turn to Amir and say, "That was some bad food, man. Keep your eye on that one."
Quicker. That's all he says. Slowly
Okay.
walks.
I will say, for expedition purposes, that you get the message then from Gavin at this point as you guys are walking away from the fish tank. And Gavin's transmission comes over the mesh to you and says that we should rendezvous. Anybody want to choose a rendezvous point or suggest one?
Do I know that one of them's a scum person?
Yeah, I would say you've got a basic dossier on each person, so you know a basic physical appearance and you
Right.
don't have all their personal information, but you'd know like one's a techie, one's a saboteur, one's
So probably not the fancy bar that I'm in. Somewhere neutral.
So I was... Oh, go ahead.
My character will suggest that we meet at a scum bar. The Bare Legs.
Well, I suppose.
I wanted to see...
I'll make my way there.
I would
Go
like
ahead, Jim.
to... I have an interest in black markets, so I was just wondering if I could roll for any knowledge of scum black markets near that particular rendezvous point, real quick, to see if I have any loose
What's your
familiarity of it.
knowledge skill in it? What is your skill in it? I mean.
I believe it's 45.
Okay. Yeah, I won't even make you roll it actually because you're on a scum barge, and yeah, there's definitely gonna be some black markets around. There's all kinds of black markets. Nearly this whole ship is practically one big floating black market. What are you looking for?
Just if I could see if I have loose familiarity, if I would know whether or not there would be arms dealers right next to the bar, conveniently.
Yes, you could find somebody there that would be able to, that would probably be selling weapons and things of that sort. Probably not your particular contact that you're looking for, but there would be other arms dealers dealing with more standardized weapons, not quite the masterpiece quality that you guys are apparently after, but dealing in like sidearms, explosives, maybe some rifles and things of that sort.
He's rather displeased with the rendezvous point, but he knows it's necessary. He reloads his pistol.
I
by
turn to these
compulsion.
two and I say, "You know the people who have the best information here, don't you?"
That would be me.
I say it's the neotonic sex slaves. They get passed around from person to person. We go talk to them, we'll find our information. Anyone who's running drugs and guns, I'm sure are running dicks too.
Are we meeting at this point, or are you just saying that over the mesh?
Oh no, you guys have met. The three of you have met. You just haven't seen.
I know. They were just talking, so I'm assuming you're saying this over the mesh while we're walking?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Okay. I just wanted to confirm that.
Elise is slightly disgusted. "I don't like the way you say it, but what you're saying makes a bit of sense."
At least knows it's true though, and there's plenty of that here too. So there's plenty of little scum kids that are being traded around for exactly the kind of purposes that Leica is referring to.
Well, can I roll for black markets to see if I know a guy near the bar?
Sure, I'll let you roll that one. I would give you a +10 on your roll because you are on a scum ship.
All right,
Can
55.
Can I assist him with my scum culture interest?
Just to let you guys know, I have a super high rep with the scum.
That'll give you another +10 as well, Chepe. So it's total +20 on your roll, or +20 on your skill.
Total?
Yeah. So
Okay.
you had a 45, so you're up to 65.
Alrighty. 48.
Yeah. Yep, sure do. In fact, as you guys are walking up towards the bar, and I'll say you guys get to it sooner than Gavin because you're closer, you see a pimp standing right outside the bar, actually, who you've seen before since you've been on the ship.
Does he look like he has any software that I can rip out of his head to intimidate him?
Sure, we'll say he's got kind of like he's got a VR kind of headset thing on. It's not turned on at the moment, but he's got it's on. It's got little nodes that plug into his head as well, and he's just standing out there. He's in a self morph as well. He's a really tall, strong-looking, black-skinned gentleman. His head's shaven, completely bald. He has a little like a tattoo of a serpent on his skull that then winds down the back of his neck below his shirt line. He's wearing a collared shirt and a long brown leather trench coat.
Is there any way that I'd be able to duck into the shadows, climb up above him, and then come down below him, right to his side?
Sure, you could work that out. What's your skill for climbing and stuff like that? I don't know what you'd have.
My skill is
Climbing?
85.
85? Oh. What's the skill called, just for future reference?
What's that?
What's the skill called, just for future reference?
Climbing?
There's climbing and there's also free running. They're two different skills.
So we'll
Free
use
falling
your
as well.
climbing skill for now, and then we'll work. Then we'll do the what's it called? The stealth check. I know you've got a huge
The infiltration check?
Infiltration, yes.
I have 100 in that. Okay.
I know you do.
Nice.
All right, here we go for climbing.
Yep.
That is a 13.
Oh yeah, you can
That's
climb
a
up there,
huge
no problem.
success.
Wow.
Yeah, you vault up there. Nobody even sees you. I presume the other two, you guys are still walking towards the bar.
As a distraction.
You
Towards
guys,
the-
you guys don't even actually notice her disappear because she rolled so well.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
try to engage him.
Okay, I'm not even gonna have you roll the infiltration check. Actually, there's no way you'd fail unless you just happen to roll the 1% chance you'd roll a critical fail. But I'm not gonna bother with that. You're gonna engage him, Andrew? Ellis?
Yeah.
And
Like, put it-
Amir, you know him. Are you gonna let her engage him, or are you gonna try to hold her back? He's not particularly dangerous.
Why are you fighting this guy?
Nobody's fighting him yet.
Yeah, I'm not fighting him. I mean engage him in conversation.
Yeah. Since I lend myself as a bodyguard, I'm just going to pretend that I'm her client. I send a quick text over the mesh, just be like, pretend I'm your bodyguard.
Okay, it's all you, Ellis. You're walking up, and he's smoking a fancy, like, clove cigarette. He sees you coming up.
Hey there, Snake Man. I hear you're the one to talk to if I want to indulge in a little bit of pleasures of the skin.
You're a bit old to be working for me.
Working, man. No. You got me all wrong. I'm looking to buy.
Oh, you are? What's your
Yes.
flavor? Boy? Girl?
Octopus?
Prepubescent?
I like 'em young, man. Younger the better, as they say. And he's getting a little bit uncomfortable, and she's like looking around to see who's noticing.
Right.
Preferably someone who's arrived recently. We want fresh.
I need to have a quick look at one of these character sheets just so I can get an idea for the skills. I have no idea. I've not studied the character sheet since I'm not playing the game.
Posey has taken this down a very dark path.
So quickly. It got so dark so fast.
You guys act like you haven't played games with me before.
Just as a reference for the audience, there are bodies, because remember, you can be in any body you want, that are specifically designed for various things. And a person doesn't necessarily have to be an adolescent, but they can be in an adolescent body if they choose to.
Or
And sometimes those people are sex workers.
and sometimes they're just clones as well of other people.
Sometimes they're just clones. There really is no telling.
I'm not seeing any kind of social skills here on your character sheet as far as like trying to fast talk or.
How about deception?
Do you have
I think
deception? Yeah.
I do. Yep.
Sure. Go
Okay.
ahead and roll deception. I'm going to give you a -10 because you're not actually.
Okay. Let me use dice stream to do that.
You
That's
should have
gonna
waited for me.
with the -10. That's gonna be a 30.
No. It's -10 means your target is 30. What did you roll?
I mean that's what I'm gonna try to beat. It's a 30.
Oh, yeah,
I'm gonna use
I
dice stream to roll.
I thought you were rolled. I apologize. Yep,
Oh, I
good.
got 16. Cool.
What'd you get?
16.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he says, he leans down to you and he looks at the other guy. He says, "Is he cool?" He's nodding at Amir.
Yeah.
So he leans over to you. He says,
It's
"Come
fine.
closer, sweetheart. What I want to say, I don't want to say too loud."
Lee's like walks in uncomfortably close to the point where he can feel her breath on his face.
"I got a pleasure barge. It's going to be docking with this barge later on. You want them young? I got toddlers on there."
You speaking my language, man. How much we talking?
You're my kind of sick bitch.
And she's like sticking her fingers up in her dreadlocks and kind of pulling them to the side and biting her lip.
He names off an exorbitant amount of credits. He says, "You understand, I mean, this is extremely frowned upon, even in scum society. So it's expensive."
Yes, well, I pay for discretion,
Posey,
and I expect it.
you're right up over him easily at this stage. He has taken no notice of you with your high infiltration skill and the fact that he's currently distracted by a potential large amount of money.
And can I send a message to them over the mesh?
Absolutely. You can do
I
that
say,
anytime.
we have to find the weapons. We have to find them soon. Stop fucking around. Get to one of these people. We've got to talk to multiple of them. We just don't need to talk to people coming in on a barge.
What happened
If this guy
to
has
the fucking
information-
rendezvous?
Well, you're on your way, Gavin. You're going to be arriving in a moment. But
That's
yeah,
what-
you guys are all
that's
linked in the
pretty
mesh.
much
So
what
you're
I'm
seeing the
saying.
communication.
That's pretty much what Amir would be saying via the mesh. We have a rendezvous anyway. We don't have all the information. We're getting it.
I say we'll never have all the information. Everything's done through the fog of war. We have to do with a percentage of information and then follow that.
You just hear my character's voice say, "I say we go to the pleasure barge and we wax this motherfucker, man."
I say my gun's already out. I'm gonna shoot this bitch in the fucking cortical stack so he can't.
This is
down
not
it.
the mission. Cease and desist immediately.
Elise is gonna start.
I'm sorry,
walking
I
back
don't
and twirling her
respect
hair.
authority figures.
We have a simple mission. We do not need to take out the sex ring. That is not our remit.
So yeah, I
This is-
literally step back. Like I clear a little bit of distance between me and this gentleman I've been negotiating with.
He says, "Is everything okay? What's the matter? Hey, if that's too young for you, we can get something older. Don't worry."
She just kind of flips her hair back and gives a little bit of a signal.
I drop down right behind him. I put the gun to his cortical stack.
Okay, so right at the base of his skull.
That's right.
He's like, what the fuck?"
I just go,
He
shh.
puts his hands up. What the hell's going on? It's not the first time he's been stuck up. "Who are you?"
And I, through the mesh, I say, Elise, ask the questions that we need to know the answers to.
Where's the barge? Where can we get that the quickest, man? And if you lied to us, I swear to God, he'll blow the fucking back of your head out.
"The pleasure barge. It's one of the many ships out there."
You hear the gun powering up.
It's gonna be docking in 3 hours.
What would it take for you to call it in sooner?
He names off a docking, a particular docking port. I don't know. I don't have the kind of clearance to do that. I mean, that all goes through the ship's crew. You know, you'd have to speak maybe to, I don't know, somebody on the bridge. But good luck with that.
I say you're going to lure them down here. You're going to make them a deal. They're going to come down, or you're going to die right now.
I'll do my best. I'll try to reschedule. I'll try to get it in as soon as possible.
You tell them that we have enough credits to make them come down. You say you've seen them.
Yeah, absolutely. Fat stacks of credits. Please don't blow my head off. Come on.
He's got more than one backup. You're not doing much. Amir, just feeling very pessimistic and just generally offended by the whole thing. Just kind of walks into the bar.
You're walking up at the moment. As you're coming up, you can see the scene. You see Amir kind of standing back behind Elise. Elise is talking to this guy who's got his hands up like this and his head's pushed forward. And you just see Laika's face, basically, because her body is kind of camouflaged. And you can see the gunmetal of her gun pressed up against the back of this guy's head.
Elise gets a little bit closer to him, and she says, really, very lowly, "You're one sick motherfucker, man. Now you make the fucking call, or he's going to fucking gut you like a fish."
What on earth is happening here? Why are you accosting this man? What has he done to deserve this? Is he in any way helping our mission?
We're about to bust it open, man.
And what gives you the impression that this man is going to help us solve the mission?
He leads us to the kids. The kids lead us to the guns.
What kind of fucking backwards, made-up logic are you dealing with here? I have a name of a significant arms dealer who docked not long ago onto this barge. This man is in no way useful to us, nor is his disgusting sex trade. We don't need to bust that open. It's not
man,
permission.
Why don't you just tell me you want guns? I can get you guns.
Shut your mouth. I have a name. I think that is our best bet. This poor man has done nothing to deserve this. To us. He is not relevant to our mission.
Alright, let's cap him.
No. We do not want to draw attention to ourselves. We do not want to murder.
That's on 11.
What kind of gun do you have?
That is a medium kinetic railgun pistol.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So now, on top of the fact that we were engaging in a secret mission, we've also murdered a man.
Yeah.
And you think this is helpful. Now we have no information. We have gained nothing from this except that we have murdered a man.
I look at you in the eyes and I say, I just killed someone I don't know. And you want to complain to me?
Yes. You are jeopardizing the mission. I don't care what sick tendencies you have, but if we're going to be running this mission together, you're going to have to reel in your psychotic need for murder.
Amir sends a text through the mesh. Use the mesh to talk. And then he waves over. He has an unusual smile on his face. Hey, long time no see, friend.
So, Ian, is this guy down? What happened?
Oh yeah, you fucking blew his head off. Are you gonna dig around in the gore and try to find his cortical stack to see if it's still in one piece, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, you find it. It's still whole, but it's separated from the rest of his body now.
All right, sounds good.
You gonna take it?
I drag his body up and I hide it in the rafters.
There will be dripping.
Yeah, there's lots of blood and gore all over the place.
Why I was tasked to do a mission with this lunatic is beyond me.
Do we need a hide roll?
No, you can hide his body well enough. what are you gonna do about the mess on the ground? And
Well, just to let you know,
Actually-
I critically did it. So
yeah, you did get a critical hit on the, or you got an 11. So did you roll an 11 on the attack roll?
no, I rolled a 00 to hide the body.
Oh, nice, nice. But what did you roll on the attack roll? It was an 11, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yes.
Yes, that was a critical hit too. I mean, you like disintegrated his head. Actually, Andrew, go ahead and roll. It would be a what's that skill called? A fray check.
Oh, to see if I get hit.
Yeah, at half.
All right. So fray.
I'm going to give you a plus 10 to your fray because you were expecting it. So half of that, you're at about 20%.
Oh boy.
What's your fray?
Yeah, it's not
Can't
that
read
good.
the numbers, unfortunately. The screen's too pixelated. What'd you get?
It's a 91.
Oh, yeah. And you actually have this guy's like brain matter and chunks of his skull and stuff all over you at the moment.
Well, isn't that just fan-fucking-tastic?
In fact,
even,
when Posey was looking for his cortical stack, he found it on like your like up by your
I just
collarbone.
peel it off his face.
I get some of it in my mouth, and I actually turn and spit it out on the ground and say, "The vile motherfucker deserved to die."
Hell yeah, he did.
He might have deserved to die, but he is not relevant to what we are doing.
So you need a shower,
Anybody have a towel?
and you're gonna want to be sneaky about it too, because you probably don't want to go walking around with somebody's brains and mud all over you.
I'm going to try to duck back into the market area and find like a like an actual carpet or a rug or any type of cloth that I can barter quickly to wipe myself off with.
Mm-hmm. Do you
Why
want to
don't you
roll
just
your-
go to the aquarium and wash off there?
Actually, do you want to go ahead and roll your? I suppose. Let me just double check. What's your? Where is your? Shoot, I can't manipulate this very well. What's scum rep listed as?
Scum rep.
Oh, there's no scum rep, is there? Okay. You can
Yeah,
go ahead
there
and roll.
is. It's a circle rep is scum rep.
Oh, it is.
I
That's
have-
scum rep. Is it at rep? Okay, so yeah, you want to
Yep,
go ahead and roll your
60.
scum rep roll just to see if you can get somebody to kind of help you out.
Alright, cool.
If it's a small task, you get a plus 20.
Oh yeah, I got a 29.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, you'll be able to find somebody anyway. They'll take this. What the hell happened to you? And you can tell them the truth, whatever you want to tell them. They're like, all right, look, they're going to help you out because, you're friends,
Yeah, I wipe myself off and I just say, I met the man that was trying to sell me a little boy. And she's just cleaning herself off, throws the brain-mattered piece of rug back at the person. Thank you, friend.
That's going to take him out of the picture for a little while. What did the rest of you want to do while that's going on?
Just wring my hands at the idiocy of the rest of the group. That's what I want to do.
Okay.
I want to relay the information that I have. Can I relay it to everyone except for Leica because she's a lunatic and she scares me? Is that possible?
If
Over
you
the
want-
mesh, how are you going to do that? Do you have any hacking skill?
I have no idea. I'm just asking if it's possible.
Oh.
I suppose you
pass
could
a
set
note.
It's just like a messenger thing. He can just set up a new messenger window, messenger, thing, and exclude her. But if she wants to try to hack into it, she could.
I'm just afraid that she's going to just kill this contact too. No, I'll tell the whole group in the messenger thing to say that I spoke with one of my contacts and he has informed me that a Chinese art dealer has boarded not long ago. Goes by the name of Grey Shu, and she seems to deal with masterpieces in terms of art. So I think that is a good first step.
Yep, she's taking some sort of some bids on some sort of amazing masterpiece at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So are we going to be a part of this bidding, or how are we going to find this person?
Has she docked yet?
Yeah, she
Yes.
docked a couple of hours ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the easiest way to find this person would be to go to the auction.
Amir agrees.
Okay, so can I maybe contact some of my high-class contacts and see if I can wrangle myself or all of us an invitation? Although probably not all of us. Because I think that Leica and Elise would probably stick out quite a bit.
I probably wouldn't, because they probably wouldn't see me. I could.
Well, you got
Right, yeah, you could hide.
You got to keep in mind too what kind of environment you're in. You're on a scum barge. I mean, there's people of all types here.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's not like you're walking around Upper Manhattan or anything. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Amir looks at Elise.
This is more like Mos Eisley.
Yeah.
I think
Not
Elise
Elise.
is gone, Amir.
Not Elise.
Yeah.
What's your character's name, Posey?
Like
Leica, like the
Leica.
dog.
Yes, gotcha. So Elise looks at the Leica and says, "You obviously took cortical stack. You're good, yes?"
What did you say to me?
You're good with computers, yes?
What you saw me do is what I'm good at. Cortical stacks are worth money. That's why I grabbed it.
So you're not good with computers. Answer the question.
You see Leica turn her head, take a step closer, and like just get this quizzical look on her face.
Amir, growing impatient, breathes, and you see him roll beads out of his pocket, and he goes over each one, murmuring a word under his breath with each bead. Then he sticks it back in. Answer the question.
Who are you?
A security detail for said auction.
Security detail for the auction?
Obviously.
You know, you received the information as well. Like you know, he's a firewall agent like you. All four of you are.
Noticing that you probably have... like, you're good with computers, yes? You're good at hacking, yes?
I'm the ghost that comes out of the wall and shoots you in the eye.
Well then, no.
Are we done measuring dicks?
Amir was trying to suggest something and it didn't help. Which I found-
Ironically, neither of them have a dick.
Amir doesn't. Amir thinks
Amir
that
is,
it's
yeah.
pointless.
Well,
He's a leader.
mine is enormous, and very good looking. I think I'd like to maybe find an arms dealer in this market and see if I can wrangle myself an invitation to this auction.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to do another rep test, I suppose, or how are you gonna?
I've got interest black market, or I've got interest in hypercorp culture or glitterati. That's probably no good.
Can I do a rep test myself to see if I can find out about this?
I've got smuggler tricks as profession. Is that any good?
Not for this purpose, no.
Okay.
But yeah, you're gonna be making again either a G rep or an at rep.
Okay, I'll go for G rep.
And you said you've got interest in black market, so I'm gonna give
I
you a
do.
plus. Give you plus 10 for that.
If I'm speaking in person as well, I get a plus 10. Because
Okay,
I'm
you're gonna
so
go
down.
actually start talking to people back down the.
Someone who looks like an art dealer. Yeah,
Yeah. Actually,
I
there's an
check-
arms dealer real close to here.
I'll talk to that person immediately. Yeah, if I can.
Well, if Amir makes mention of that.
Well, I'll mention to the group if I can locate an arms dealer, I can probably get us an invitation to this auction.
There should be one just around here. I'm
And-
loosely familiar.
Yeah. And Philip, You wanted to do your own mesh check, was it?
Yes, that's correct.
What kind of contact are you looking for? Which of your
I'm looking
reps
for a
are you-
contact who knows anything who is kind of the person who is a contact who's helping to set up and find people who are looking to do bids. Not necessarily the person who's selling the weapons, but another contact that they've contacted in order to get bidders in.
You're
See
looking
if
for
I know
buyers
anything
or something
that's
like
floating
that.
around.
Yeah, somebody that helps to make meetings between sellers and buyers.
A liaison of sorts.
Yeah. Okay, and which rep score did you want to use for that?
The at rep.
Yep. Okay.
I do not find it. 78.
Okay. You're not having any luck, unfortunately. Lloyd, you were going to go talk to that arms dealer that's just around the corner there that Amir introduced you to.
So it should be an 80 that I'm rolling under.
That's correct.
Okay.
Although I'm going to give you another -10, so we'll make it a 70 because this is the first time you've met this guy.
Okay, sure.
Oh, no, that's too harsh. No, go for 80. Screw it.
Okay. Yeah, because I get a
Yeah,
plus
it doesn't
10
matter.
for...
He knows your rep. He knows your rep anyway, so it doesn't matter if you know him or not.
Yeah, and
Your rep score can appear on his augmented reality display, so
Okay, so I barely make it, 76.
it's good enough.
Yeah, so I say to him, hello there, friend. I've heard talk of quite a big auction going on in terms of an incredible masterpiece of art being sold.
Oh yeah, you're talking about that Chinese chick.
That's correct, Gray Shoe.
Yeah, she's supposed to got some really impressive piece, if you know what I'm saying.
I do know what you're saying.
She's a broker with the Night Cartel, you know.
With the Night Cartel.
Mm-hmm.
At night with a K or with an N?
And sorry, you've heard of the Night Cartel.
Okay,
sorry.
Sure.
Yeah, there's several people actually already expressed interest in the goods, you know. I couldn't tell you exactly who, but I know she's received several bids already.
Do you know where this auction is going down? You seem a knowledgeable man who's plugged in.
Do you want me to get you a meeting with Gray Shoe?
That would be exceptionally excellent of you.
I can see what I can do. Go ahead and give me another check.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say you're not arranging this meeting in person, so I'm going to give you a 70.
Okay.
Because he's actually kind of making it on your behalf, but yeah.
Wow, it's another 76.
Okay.
What the fuck?
You could spend a Moxie point to switch it.
Can I?
You can
Yes.
spend a Moxie point to switch it, or you can try to make another roll after, I think, like 10 minutes or something like that, and you just get another -10, so you'll be making it 60.
I'll switch it around then, I guess, with a Moxie point.
Make it a barely accept.
Yeah, so if you spend the Moxie point, that makes it 67 instead of a 76. Okay. Yep. He says, yeah, okay, he gets you a meeting on Gray Shoe's private spacecraft, which is currently docked with Scumbarge.
I have an entourage of security that I would like to bring with me. Is that acceptable?
Yeah, you can bring your friends. How many?
They're not my friends. They're security detail. There are 3 of them.
Right. Yeah, you can bring your bodyguards, all 3 of them. I'll let her know to expect 4.
Very good. You've been awfully helpful, my man. Thank you very much. And I shake his hand, and there's like a little bit of credits in there.
You give him a credit chit? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Walk away, put my sunglasses on.
and as you do, you guys will re-rendezvous with Ellis on the way. You have time before the meet. My voice is feeding back to me. Where's it coming from? Everybody has headphones on, don't they?
I have headphones.
I have headphones.
I have headphones.
Okay. Don't know what.
Posey, do you have headphones?
I know it was coming through the iPad because it stuck in me. Oh wait, no it didn't. Lloyd, unmute yours again. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, it's coming through yours for some reason.
A headset on. I'll turn my volume down.
Strange, yeah. Anyway, so that's pretty much the end of scene 1. You have now located your quarry and set up a meeting. That was Scene 1, Swimming in Scum. So now we move on to Scene 2, which I'm not going to give you the title of right now because it's got a little bit of a spoiler in it.
I am liking it so far, I gotta say.
Well, we haven't gotten
So what do you guys think?
serious combat.
So far I like it, but it's been like 100% roleplay, so we'll see how it gets when we start shooting.
Setting-wise, it's really cool.
It is really cool, yeah.
What did you guys think about my opening?
I think it's great and really, really ineffective in terms of the mission.
No, not the murder. The aquarium scene.
Oh, that was great.
That was awesome.
It was really cool.
That was really cool.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing about my character is that she has super serious problems with any kind of social injustice, like selling children.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, that's totally cool.
I think she's a little scary.
Yeah,
You think
definitely.
so? That's why I've tried to portray her.
She's coming across as a bit of a psychopath. Yeah.
I'm thinking my guy does what he has
Facial expressions and the way she talks to people. Yeah.
big time.
She could. I'd be worried if I was a member of your team. I'd be worried that she might turn out to be a bit of a liability.
Yeah,
But at the same time, I'm not so sure I'd want to have that conversation with her either. Considering she basically met the group by blowing some guy's brains all over one of them.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm
My
surprised it
friends
didn't make a bigger
was-
impression, to be honest.
Well, it made a big impression on me. I was having none of it.
Amir was
Well,
having none of it. You just killed his
Yeah.
friend. He just walked into the bar. He had nothing to do with it. He was just like, nope.
Yeah, I wanted him to die.
Like me personally, I wanted him to die, but my character didn't give a shit. He just wants to get the money for the mission. You know, that's what he's up to.
Elise hates scum that prey on other scum.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to flash forward to the meet now, which we'll say is a couple hours later. So you've had plenty of time to get yourself cleaned up, Andrew, and tidied up. So you're going to Grey Shoe's ship. And it's not Grey Shoe like SHOE, just so you know, it's XU, which I'm pretty sure X is in Chinese and pronounced like an
SHU.
SH. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
now I think it is kind of a stupid name, Grey Shoe, but whatever. So her ship is much smaller than the scum barge, but it's still a pretty sizable vessel. I mean, the scum barge is holding thousands of people, but it's still a pretty big ship. It's a refitted ore freighter. It has more than a dozen separate compartments in addition to its ample-sized storage bay. The ship is currently tethered to one of the barge's aft docking stations. So the ship and the barge in this area where you'll be crossing over have zero gravity. So you're basically moving around normally in 0G. You guys shouldn't have any real problems. But if you want to try anything particularly tricky in that zero gravity, then it's when it becomes a bit more complicated. So, but as far as the standard movement, trying to get from the barge onto Grey Shoe's freighter, you'll be okay.
So, are we able to observe the security detail around her at this point, or have we not gotten onto the...
Well, this is just as you're crossing over.
I tell them we should create a distraction to draw security and then grab her. I will infiltrate the engine room, create a distraction, and create chaos, and then you can get into the system, perhaps hack it to have someone invading. What do you guys think?
I think it'll work, man. Just get me to that security console and it'll be all good.
Let's think about things and not act rashly. Let's not kill people and cause a huge scene unless we absolutely have
We're
to.
not talking about killing people. We're talking about creating a distraction. If you have some relevant input, I suspect you should give it.
We
I
have
think
to
it would be-
confirm what is there and what is not.
She might just
Why
be...
don't you go in and look at storage?
Exactly.
Oh, I'm
Instead of
sorry. Which
creating
storage
distraction?
compartment do you know that it's at?
Well, exactly how will causing a huge distraction help in this matter? I think
It's going to
it would be
allow you
better
to grab her.
if we spoke to some people, try and got some information.
Oh, God.
Once we have this information, we can make a more informed decision.
Get
Look,
me into the
you're
system, man, and
ineffectual.
I'll take over the cameras.
Look,
We'll see everything.
If your plan in every situation is to kill people and cause a huge scene and kidnap people, I think we're going to have a
Well,
real
here's
problem.
what you're missing. I'm not talking about killing anyone. I'm talking about grabbing someone, getting their information, creating a distraction to do it.
Why do we need to grab them? We can simply talk to them and find out, instead of committing another serious crime and getting into more trouble and getting more people looking at us.
I
The
look
best
over
thing
to
do-
I look
Yeah.
over to Andrew's character. I'm like, wait, were you the one good at technology?
Yes, gets me to council, and I will take control of the cameras. We'll find out whatever we need, man.
Could you give me a identity?
What identity do you want?
I'm a bodyguard. I could just give me on security and I could actually make an opening.
Yeah, man, get me into the system. I do that easy.
Okay. So the airlock is guarded by two Slitheroids, which are snake-like robotic morphs. They still have arms and legs, but they have kind of snake-like bodies and heads and long tails as well. As you arrive through the airlock onto the freighter, they greet you with a thorough scan and search. Do you guys have any weapons on you that are
Yep.
not implanted?
I have a agonizer pistol.
They're going to take it from you.
That is no problem.
Who
I
else has
hand it
weapons?
over happily and I shake their snake hands.
I give him over. I discharge my pistol, and also, can I
Discharge?
get a good look at the security?
You mean you?
No, not discharge. Not let it go. I meant
Okay.
let go of
Oh
it.
shit!
I hand them my pistol.
Very good.
And, can I get a good look at their security? Because I actually know about security operations because I've worked so much as a bodyguard. I would like to
Yeah.
evaluate them.
Yeah, they're pretty intense. They're pretty intense combat guards, robots, basically. Yeah, these are completely robotic morphs. They're not organic in any sense of the, in any way. These things are made basically for, killing people that get out of line.
Okay.
I
would
have-
like to.
Sorry,
oh,
go ahead. Go ahead.
I would like to sneak ammo, not the pistol itself, in.
Well,
by
they're just
using.
interested in taking the gun.
Okay.
Yeah. Leica, do you give over your gun?
hmm
Posey?
I'm on the elevator. Yes, I guess I do.
This is the airlock, yeah, the airlock. Okay, so they take your gun as well.
So I
And
guess we're going
one
with the
of them
bullshit
says-
plan.
one
I
of them
say over the
says-
mesh.
One of them says, "Do not worry. Your arms will be returned to you upon your departure.
Very good. Have a nice day. I have
Happy hunting."
Jesus. I have smuggler tricks. Is them taking my guns in any way out of place for usual smuggling ships? Is that unusual?
You want to try to smuggle your gun in?
No, I'm wondering. Like, I have information about, like, knowledge about smugglers' tricks.
No, I mean, basically, this gray shoe is selling something
Valuable.
highly illegal and highly valuable. And she doesn't want to let an armed group of
Okay.
people just board her ship and take it from her.
Just want to make sure it wasn't like a weird thing that they were doing. Cool.
No, not at all. No, it's pretty standard, talking about clandestine, shady dealings here, and, she's just, this is pretty standard precautions given the situation.
Now that we're inside, Ian,
Yep.
I want to use my hardware industrial or hardware electronics to try to analyze the ship for a console, any kind of input device.
Oh, there's a console right there at the airlock area, yeah, I mean,
All right, I will saunter on over to that then, and I will start trying to hack into it with programming to add Amir's name to a list of recognized
Okay.
bodyguards and give him an
then
identity.
the robots are going to try to kill you. If you'd like to roll initiative. You're still in the presence of the guards.
Oh, it's not like in the tunnel, like inside.
No,
inside the gym?
no, you're not alone. You have
Oh,
two
guards are
Slitheroid
coming.
robots. You're in the airlock right now. You haven't even actually technically stepped through.
Oh, we're in the air. Okay, I meant like once
Let's
we're
not
inside the
retcon
ship.
it. Let's just
Okay.
go with it.
Okay. No, let's not, because the mission
Yeah.
will end very rapidly.
Yeah, I won't. I would not do that. I
Okay.
wouldn't walk over and do it in front of the
No
guards.
problem. Misunderstanding of the scene. So the airlock doors then, because you're at the moment you're in the closed airlock, and then the airlock doors going onto Grey Shoe's ship open up, and there are two neo-hominids standing there, massive. These are uplifted gorillas, and they gesture for you to follow them.
So we're following butler gorillas.
They're not butlers; they are more security guards,
Right.
and they are armed as well.
Where are they keeping their weapons? Are they integrated into their body or externally displayed?
No. I mean, these guys. Let me just double check all their stuff here. Yeah, they're wearing body armor, and they have medium kinetic railgun pistols as well, just strapped on. These are uplifted gorillas. They're not, they're gorillas that have been uplifted to sapience. So
I really should have infiltrated this and given you a backup support.
We don't need to
bananas,
fight.
man.
We're fine.
What are you doing with your ghost morph at the moment anyway? Are you trying to make yourself hard to see, or because that may raise some suspicion?
I am not. I'm walking with the group. I've surrendered my weapon, and I'm acting as an integrated part of the unit.
Okay, just saying, they might get a little suspicious if you start trying to fade out and stuff like that.
Of course, I understand.
Yeah. Cool. I figured as much, but just to be sure. So they escort you all the way. They don't let you guys go off on your own or anything. If anybody tries to stray from the group, they will wrangle you back in. They're extremely strong. I mean, you guys can assess the situation being firewall agents, given their armaments and given their morphs. The two of them outmatch the four of you pretty easily in a straight up fight kind of situation anyway. Just
do I see like any turrets or anything as I'm walking through, like any automated weaponry that's on the ship?
No, you don't see anything like that. The only weapons you see are the weapons that they're carrying, and not to mention that even without weapons, they are pretty.
Do I see
they're pretty sizable weapons themselves?
Do I see any like antifreeze piping in the wall?
No, nothing. You don't see any piping sticking out of the wall. Everything's
Okay.
pretty slick and pretty retrofitted at the moment.
Okay.
It's been made pretty secure given the fact that it's transporting extremely volatile weaponry.
Is there an airlock in this area?
Well, the airlock you just left. It's behind you.
I see.
And the Slitheroids are still guarding it now from the ship side.
Are there any electric-operated doors that have a lot of pressure?
You do pass a few doors. You don't know if they'd be pressurized or what the story would be on the other side.
Right. Okay.
So,
This is what's known as the kill box.
these two uplifted gorillas escort you guys into the ship all the way down to the hold, where Grey Shoe waits. You can see, because you're still in 0G area as well at the moment,
Right.
but these uplifted gorillas are extremely graceful in the 0G. But they never speak.
Can they speak? I try and engage with in conversation. Nothing?
Just looks at you, says nothing.
Why? You're a large fella.
Try
Just
giving
looks
it
at
to
you.
Banana, man.
Kind of snorts.
I say I believe in full rights for animal species.
You get a sharp look at that. But a heavy snort, but says
They are
nothing.
not animal species. They are uplifted.
Quit the monkeying around.
After trying to engage them in speech for a minute or so, and
Apes.
you guys are observing them, you realize they are incomplete uplifts. They're not capable of human speech.
Right.
But they definitely seem to have sentience and extreme intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention the fact that, they're wearing body armor and weapons, which they look like they know how to use.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
we need to fabricate a banana.
Jesus. So, they take you to the hold, where a large space has been cleared out, and Grey Shoe floats easily in her bouncer morph. It's still 0G. So she also is wearing a bouncer morph, much like Amir's. Her skin is deep gray. She has a shock of white hair and she has white eyes. And between her prehensile feet, she's holding an unremarkable metal canister. She says, "Welcome, welcome. You're here to buy weapons, yes?"
That is correct, my lady.
Well,
Thank you for having us.
I have a weapon. Oh, do I have a weapon? She says, "I have a relic of the Titans for you, my friends, if you can beat the previous bidders." She says, "This was recovered from a hidden weapons cache. From my analysis, I can tell you that the canister contains a dangerous and intelligent autonomous nanoswarm, very similar to those that were unleashed on Earth and Mars during the fall. The swarm sends out a horde of invisible nanites with adaptive and self-replicating capability. This is technology years beyond our current tech levels. These swarms are capable of converting matter from the molecular level into almost anything needed for them to overcome whatever lies in their path. They can be yours for the right price." Now, the previous bid, the highest bid at the moment is, and I don't know the money system yet very well, so I should name an extremely high amount of money, way more money than any of you have. You guys, of course, instantly recognize just from your own firewall training, you know that this technology is exceptionally dangerous. These nanoswarms enveloped and destroyed entire cities during the fall.
I send over the mesh. How do we know she even has it? We need to see a demonstration. Perhaps during the demonstration, we can procure it.
If there was a demonstration, it would devour the ship and then all the other ships, and we would all be very dead.
Perhaps there's a
Yes.
video
If
demonstration.
the canister, you know that if the canister is opened, that's it, probably for everybody on this ship and possibly everybody on the ship it's currently docked with as well.
Well,
Like I said,
all right,
one of
let's
these
download into our new
canisters-
bodies by
One of
opening it
these
up.
canisters would be capable of destroying an entire human city if it were let loose long enough.
Do I know if it was exposed to space that it would it be rendered harmless?
No, it would not be.
It said
It's
they can
not.
take any matter to suit any problem it faces. So I think, yeah, a demonstration is well out of the realms of possibility.
You know that technology of this level definitely falls under the umbrella of things to capture or destroy at all costs.
How far away from a star?
At the moment, you're very far away from a star.
Well, we're certainly interested in this item.
Interested?
Yes.
I hope you haven't come here to waste my time with your interest.
No, of course not.
I brought you here at the promise of a bid.
Yes, quite.
You're
Might I
willing,
ask?
you're willing to beat the current bid, are you not?
Well, that remains to be seen. Might I ask who else has made a bid?
Suddenly, as you were asking that question, you're halfway into it. You say, "Might I ask if who else?" And then there is, the ship vibrates a bit. It doesn't affect you too much because you're in zero gravity, but you feel the ship, or you can see the ship shake more than anything. And I suppose if your feet are resting on the ground, you feel the ship shake as well. And you hear the sounds of gunfire, and you hear an explosion and the sounds of gunfire behind you back down the corridor you just passed. As this happens, the neo-hominids move over to Shu and get in front of her, between her and you. They draw their weapons and aim them at you. They're not firing their weapons, but they're obviously covering her and protecting her.
Amir, playing the role of the bodyguard, goes straight in front of Gavin.
I put my hands in the air. This is not our doing.
Not your doing? Who is attacking my ship?
I have no idea.
It just happens to happen while you are here?
That seems to be the case. We are more than willing to help you repel any borders.
Really? Are you now?
Of course.
Good. Go, stand in front of that door. If anyone comes through, attack them.
We would appreciate the assistance of your neo-hominid friends.
You think they're leaving my side while your friends raid my ship? I don't think so.
How are we supposed to defend you without guns?
That's a very good question. Maybe it's lucky for me you don't have guns. That fact alone means that my bodyguards can defend me. And at this stage, this is about 30 seconds after the initial sounds of combat, the door to the cargo hold which you came through flies open. There's a blast and it flies open. And in come, let me just make sure I read this correctly.
I hide.
Where?
I just put my hands in front of my eyes and then I hide like that.
10 unknown attackers pour in through the door. They are in splicer morphs. Are any of you guys in splicer morphs? I think, yeah.
Yeah,
You're
I
in
am.
splicer morphs, yeah. They are wearing armored clothing and they have medium kinetic pistols. The 10 of them pour into the room and start firing at Grey Shoe and her bodyguards, and the bodyguards start firing back. You guys are right in between all of this.
I
How
go
would
on
you
the
like to do it?
dodge.
Yeah.
That is full defense.
Yeah,
Full defense
100%.
dodge, full defense dodge.
I have a question. How big is the chamber we're in? Are we near the floor? If it's 0G?
Yeah, you're pretty close to the floor. I
And
figured most of you would probably be trying to stay close to the floor since you're not really 0G fitted.
Is Grey Shoe near the floor?
She was floating a little bit above the floor. She had the canister between her feet, but
And
now
how-
that these guys are coming and shooting, she's trying to get down and move over for cover.
I say you have to get to the computer system to close this place up. We have to get that canister. We have to cover the exits so the canister doesn't leave. Either it's destroyed or we don't leave.
If they
Okay.
shoot that canister by accident, we're all
Now,
fucked.
there's not going to be time for much more conversation because this is all happening in like action phases, which are 3-second turns.
Okay.
So you guys are dodging for cover behind some crates on the side of the hold, I imagine.
Mhm.
Grey
Yep.
Shoe also
Can I not
is
bounce
doing.
off and try to go to the top of the ceiling?
You can if you want. Yep.
All right. Is there any place on the top of the ceiling to hide behind, like rafters or?
Oh yeah, we'll say there's you can hide behind a light fixture.
Fantastic. Then that's what I will do.
What about Amir?
Amir would probably do likewise. He's pretty suited to zero gravity, so he'll have an easier time to
He also
ease up.
goes up to the ceiling. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna. It doesn't give me a description, but I'm just gonna say this is a pretty
Is that
it's a
free
cargo hold area. I'm gonna say it's 40 feet high to the ceiling. And what about Ellis?
I'm going for the crates for cover and just generally looking around for anything that looks like a terminal.
Are you kind of sticking along with Gavin, who also went for the crates for cover?
Yes, I
Okay.
am. Yep.
That's cool. So Gavin and Ellis move to, I'm going to say it's to your right, to get behind the nearest crates. Amir and Leica both go up towards the ceiling.
Do we need to make rolls to dodge?
No, I'm just going to narrate it. It's fine.
Okay.
Bullets are whipping by. It's tense. It's scary. They come pretty close, but none of you get hit in the crossfire because they're not actually shooting at you. They're shooting at each other. As this is happening, basically the 10 splicers are coming in through the cargo hold doors and spreading out and opening fire. Grey Shoe is moving. If you guys move to the right, she's moving to her right, which would be the opposite direction, to also take cover. And her uplifted gorilla bodyguards are sticking with her the whole way, covering her with their own bodies and firing back at the splicers. You actually see quite a few bullets bouncing off of their body armor. One of them looks to take a bit of a wound in one of the shoulders, and you see them firing back at the splicers, and a couple of the splicers also take bullets. Their body armor is not as good, and you actually see a couple of the splicers go down from bullets from the neo-hominids.
Then I definitely want to make my way to try to grab one of their guns.
One of whose guns? The splicers? They're all pretty close to each other.
If there's one falling down and they're advancing towards the gorillas,
They're not advancing. They came
they're
in
not.
the
They're
room,
just taking cover.
came in the room and took a formation.
Mm-hmm.
They're not even taking cover. They're very boldly just kind of spread out, and all firing.
Okay, so how many have fallen?
2.
2. Of the 2,
One
how
looks like
many
he's
are
dead,
around
one
them?
looks like he's wounded. 8 more around them.
No, I go, and I'm going to try to I'll get their gun.
Okay, so you're up at the ceiling and you're going to dive down to try to grab one of the guns.
Yes, because if their focus is on someone else, I
Sure.
can grab the gun behind them.
Okay.
Bam, 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 bam.
That's what you're going to do. Amir?
Hmm?
What would you try to do?
Doesn't look like we could talk our way out of this.
No, but we wouldn't have time to say that. I'm
As
following
I'm
suit.
flying through the air? No?
Amir is just quietly following suit because there's really nothing else.
Okay, so Amir is also right behind Leica then. There's 2 of them down, so there's 2 guns you can try and grab. And then Gavin and Ellis, you move over to the side.
Hiding on the dodge.
Mm-hmm.
Try to get behind some cover if I can, but if it's in any way dangerous to get to the cover, I'll just continue to hide.
You're just trying to get to cover, and you're looking for a control panel. You're not finding one here, and you're thinking if there is anything, it'll be over by one of the doors. One of the doors currently has a bunch of splicers in front of it with guns. The other door on the opposite side may be open. Probably is a connection.
Is it possible to hack directly through the mesh on a device I have on me?
I don't think. What kind of hacking are you trying to do? I don't think so.
Basically, reprogram a door.
No, I think you're going to need to get to a control panel for that. You're going to need to. It depends on how it works. If it's not working on wireless, but at the moment this thing is all jacked in. What are you trying to do with the door?
Basically, gain control of the electric power source, and when
Which
something
door?
tries to, the far one.
Just
It'd be on
slam a
the-
crate into them.
Right, exactly. Towards the one that the 2 neo-hominids and the seller are going.
Okay, so you're going to try to. You want to try to open that door?
What I want to do is gain control of its control, so when they try to pass through it, I can slam it on them.
Okay. They're not actually moving towards the door at the moment. They're taking cover, and because in order to move towards the door, they'd have to expose themselves.
Is that?
Well,
Could I?
I think you
get
could do
into
something
the
like
door?
that. Why not? Could you get control of the door? You mean?
Yeah, like
I think you can.
basically
I think
do
you
the
can.
action hold.
Let me just double check your. I think that's going to be info security, infosec.
Yes. Okay, so that'd be
Because
75.
you're trying to hack it through the thing. You rolled a 75.
That's my skill in it. My roll is a
Oh, yeah.
66.
Which is a critical success.
A 66 is a critical success. Boom! You got control of that door.
Bam. So I'm
through
just.
because it happens to operate on wireless, not the matrix. Sorry, I'm thinking of Shadowrun. Through the mesh.
So I'm hiding behind the crate then now with control of the door and waiting.
You have control of that door on the far side, yeah, which you presume leads towards the front of the ship and where the bridge must be at some stage. Okay, and you're continuing to take. You're just trying to get security and cover, Gavin, and assessing the situation. So you can actually see everything that's going on as you're taking cover behind the crates. You see Ellis doing something, and you see a smile on her face. I guess you don't really see what she's doing. She's doing it through the mesh, but she looks happy. She looks at you and smiles. You also see the other 2 jumping down from the ceiling and diving towards the splicers, who are all armed with pistols, and moving towards them, going for the guns that the others have. Now, unfortunately,
Gavin has a paranoia, delusional paranoia type thing, so he is totally fucking losing it. He is not useful. He's literally just cowering and hiding.
yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
About to get shot in the face, I think.
You
I've heard that voice before, and it never bodes
game
well.
rules summaries page in here, and they didn't include anything about fucking initiative or combat in it. Okay, we're gonna have to do an initiative roll for. I guess technically we should just do everybody. I say with heavy heart. Because this is the part of the game system that we all were pulling our hair out at before we started this video.
So my total's 102.
The fucking combat rules. Marmalade.
Your initiative is 102?
Yeah, because you add it. You're not rolling under this time.
A percentile, and you add your initiative to it. So Amir is on 102.
Mine is 189 then?
What? Wow, what's your initiative?
100.
Christ.
I think something's wrong with my dice stream because I rolled another 76.
You've rolled 3 76s in a row?
In a row, yeah.
Roll another one.
The funny thing is your dice stream's not even appearing on my screen.
I think your dice
No, that's fine.
49.
Just
Right.
very lucky, I guess. Okay, so 76 and 60 is...
136.
Okay, that's what I got.
76 is your number.
136, that's for, what's your name again?
Gavin.
Gavin.
A very cool name.
Huh?
It's not a very cool name.
No, it's kind of a
Gavin
dumb-
Rossdale, what up?
Yeah, again, really
It
dumb
should be called
name.
Balthazar or something. Yeah?
Balthazar?
Gaius Balthazar?
Alright.
I love that guy.
Andrew, what was yours?
Is 140.
140 for Ellis. Gaius Baltar is the one you're thinking of, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he is awesome, isn't he? Okay. So now I gotta roll. Fuck, I was not looking forward to this. Let me just find my bad guys here. You know, I thought, the quick start, it's only 40 pages, it can't be that bad.
We were wrong.
I gotta roll for everybody. So first for Gray Shoe.
Hubris.
Marmalade.
There we go. Gray Shoe is on 99. Wow.
On the left foot. Hey!
99 plus 100. Gray Shoe is on 199.
Fair play to her.
Who's going first?
No, I'm sorry, when you roll a 99, isn't that a critical failure?
Not for initiative, I don't think.
I don't think
Are you
initiative
sure?
is an actual skill roll. It's
Nope.
just determining your initiative.
Her bodyguard.
Say it with such confidence, but
Our
I've always read
bodyguards.
99 is always a failure.
Yeah, but how do you fail initiative?
Yeah.
How you can fail initiative in D&D?
No. You
can't
don't crit.
fail initiative.
You just add your initiative modifier to whatever you roll. Even if you roll a 1, you still just add your initiative modifier.
That's
You
not
never
right.
get a 1.
So 70 plus 29, so they're on 99 for her neo-hominids. And these unknown attackers.
If these are agents of that pimp we killed, I'm going to be super pissed, guys.
We
I don't
killed.
think so.
Yeah,
No,
you
now it's
killed.
we killed, huh?
Hey, I was not involved.
We're doubling back and getting that barge.
These splicers are on 132. Okay.
I think we're all just going to derail the one shot and end up leaving the nano swarm activated on the ship and then discharge it into space.
That'll take
And
care
then,
of
go,
it. I guess.
and then go take care of the barge. I think
We don't
that's-
even know if the nanoswarm's in that container.
that would be awesome if it did.
shoe.
It would literally be a fiasco. We would all die.
Yeah.
Gray Shoe draws an assault rifle from behind
Jesus.
her back. And she is opening fire. What would it be under? What do you roll for an attack roll?
If you have the weapon skill, I guess. Because I have a beam weapons skill.
Ah, skills. Thanks.
Everything's a skill in this game.
She doesn't have any weapon skill listed.
And she's not going to be very
She
good.
doesn't have kinetic weapons, my friend?
No.
Then you need to do her stat, just her base.
It'll be her coordination.
She is a... Oh, no, spray weapons. There you go. It's under implants.
Okay.
Oh, this is implanted?
Huh.
Oh.
Holy shit.
Never mind, her arm just becomes a gun.
I wonder if this is a mistake. Maybe that should have been skill. But
She has
I
a
think
Mega
it's
Man.
skill. I'm going to say it's in skills. Fuck that. So she rolls. Oh, she succeeds. Now, how the fuck does damage work? You said
It
something
depends.
before.
What was her target?
Her target was 30, and she got a 20. So she beat it by 10.
No, I mean, what was her? Who was she aiming at?
Oh, she was aiming at one of the splicers.
Okay.
They're
Damage.
ignoring you guys. You guys are unarmed at the moment. That you guys aren't a threat.
We're just flying. Whee!
So I just roll her damage roll. Is that right?
Yeah, you just roll the damage roll, and then you minus it off the armor.
So a 6 and an 8, that's 14 plus 5 is 19. Their armor... Oh, wait, it has an armor piercing of minus 10 as well.
Oh.
So their armor is a level, what, 4? Okay, so it just negates their armor completely.
Mm-hmm.
So it does 19 points of damage to one.
Wow, I would be dead in a single shot.
So that gives him 3 wounds. So he takes 3 bullets and suffers 3 immediate wounds. And I think it's his durability, and he takes a lot of damage. He's hurt really badly, bleeding heavily as she pumps 3 bullets
The
into him.
wounds also lower their initiative, so that guy's not going to act anytime soon.
I don't want to get too complicated with
Sorry.
I understand, but maybe at a later date. For now, I'm just going to have them all act on the same initiative.
That's better. Marmalade.
And then it's Leica's turn. I'm going to clear my dice stream, too, just to get all that shit off the screen. Leica.
All right, am I able to get to
I
the gun?
want you to roll an infiltration. And, you know, I'm just going to have you roll. I shouldn't even have you roll, but I'll have you roll just in case you roll a 99.
All right, that's a 45.
Okay. You get down to the gun and pick it up. You are now armed.
Awesome. What kind of gun is this?
It is a medium kinetic pistol.
Awesome.
Okay.
So my kinetic score here is 60.
Mm-hmm.
And can I do multiple targets in the same action phase for a negative 20 per target?
Is that an option? Okay.
Yes.
I'll take your word for it. Sounds like you know what you're talking about.
It depends on if you have multiple actions, right? It's your speed.
What is your speed?
No, the reason I get a negative 20 is because it's multiple targets. So I'm just like doing a spray, like
because
this.
he's doing a spray.
Oh, okay, I got you.
It has a semi-automatic burst fire and a fully automatic version. So yeah, you can fire it burst fire and try to hit 2 targets, or if you fire it fully automatic, you can try to hit. How many rounds can you fire in fully automatic? I think you can hit 3.
3 seconds?
I think you can hit 3 targets if you use fully automatic. I can't remember how the fuck that works, though.
All right. So I'm going to try and
how many
shoot
targets try to hit?
And I'm going to try and shoot them from they're behind me or are they in front of me?
No. They're right beside you, basically.
They're right beside
kind of in front of you. They're looking at you.
Okay, so that is close.
Well, you have a range thing there too. What did you get?
Yes, I do.
You're not using the quick start rules, are you?
I'm using the combat summary page.
Where's a combat summary page? Why didn't I get one of those?
Marmalade.
Does it have a page number?
All right, if I have... Oh, yes it does. Page 193.
Okay, yeah, that's not in the quick start rules. It's only 40 pages long. Okay. What's your number?
If I'm in point blank range, it's a plus 10.
Your point blank range to one of them.
All right, so that'll be a plus 10 to hit him.
I'm going to give you a negative 20 because you just jumped down from the ceiling, and so you've just.
Is that another negative 20 to my other negative 20?
Yes. This is a negative 20 because of the conditions that you've just leaped down from the ceiling. You've not even really gotten a chance to set yourself. This is a 3-second phase. You've like literally just flew down here, picked up the weapon, and you're just spraying it.
All right. So my to attack is a 60.
Okay.
All right. Let's see what I get. All right. I got a 50.
That's a hit.
Okay. And I'll roll for the next target.
No, we got to resolve this one first. Damage and all.
Sure.
What is the damage on that? Hold on. Here we go. The damage on that is 2d10 plus 2.
Okay. So that is a 16 plus 2, so 18.
18? You're firing fully automatic, right? You're firing at 3 of them, is it?
Yes.
Was it negative 20 per target?
Whatever you want to do, I'm not sure. I rolled a 50, but I had a plus 10 for the one that was closest.
You said it was negative 20 per target, though, right?
Yes, if you want me to roll multiple times, I will.
Okay, so that means then you're firing at 2 different targets, because if you're firing at 3 different targets, it'd be minus 40. Correct? It's negative 20 per target. Is that how you read it?
Yes,
Okay,
that
so
is how
you're
it's
only
stated.
firing at 2 of them. So we'll say it's burst fire and not fully automatic. That's fine. Yep, go ahead. What was your damage roll? Sorry.
It is 16 as the dice lays plus
Okay.
2,
It has an armor piercing of minus 2.
so that's
So
18.
his armor takes 4, so that only takes 2, so it takes 2, so it's 16 damage. You do 16 damage to him, which gives him 2 wounds and hurts him pretty badly, but he's still alive. And you're firing at the next one. Go ahead and roll your attack roll.
All right, that's a 25.
Yep, that's a big hit. Okay.
You want me to roll damage?
Yes, I do. 2d10 plus 2 again.
All right, so that is 9 plus 2 is 11.
11 minus the armor. Okay, it does 9, so that gives him 1 wound, and he's still up as well. Okay, I should be keeping track of damage on these guys, I guess. Negative 16. One guy took 16 earlier. That guy took... Oh, sorry, no, that guy took 16. The other guy took 19 earlier from her shot, and then this guy just took 9. Okay. And then there's 2 dead. X, X. So there are still 5 unwounded. And yeah, that's your turn. So that's your 2 attacks. It was a burst fire, basically, so...
Sounds good.
Fired 3 bullets into the one guy.
That was pretty successful.
3 bullets to the other guy. You have expended half of the ammo of the pistol.
All right, sounds good. Do I have any movement left, or was that it?
No. Jesus, you just... I
I didn't know if I could bounce.
I probably shouldn't have let you leap 40 feet, pick up the gun, and fire in 1 round anyway, but I don't care. We're just playing for fun. We're just learning.
All right,
That's pretty cool. Ellis, you're next on the initiative.
Alright, with the door now mine, I turn my attention to trying to hack into the light system.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna make it dark.
It's going to be the same roll as before.
Alright,
I can't remember what that was now, but...
Yes,
My
I have to
brain-
beat a 75.
My brain melted, actually, before we even started recording, so...
Alright, what was that? A 58. So
Okay.
yep, I beat it.
Yeah, you get in there. You now have control of the lights. Do you want to
Okay.
shut them off now?
Yes.
Okay.
Andrew,
I
that is
terminated
so
him.
awesome.
Marmalade!
You do. The lights go off. Gavin, it's your turn. It's now dark. Bullets are flying everywhere.
I
People are
piss my
screaming.
pants.
You piss your pants.
I'm done.
Please run out screaming.
Okay. You see the lights flicker on the weapons as they start to fire on their, basically like attached flashlights kind of thing. And you can see the lights flaring around. And then the splicers take their turns and they open fire. I'm not going to roll because I don't feel like going through freaking...
If the defender is now
combat
hidden in
rolls.
darkness, it's negative 60.
Okay. Gotcha. They're still not firing at you at the moment because they're foolish and they're still trying to fire at the other person.
Oh, I'm sorry. Blind
see-
attack is 30. Negative 30.
You do see in the lights, and you hear the sound of a bullet hitting metal, and you hear Gray Shoe say, "Well, you don't, because you're standing right next to all the guns, Leica, and actually you probably won't hear this either."
What about my perception score?
No, you're standing next to guns that are firing. You're not going to hear her say something across the room. Same goes for Chepe's character. I can't remember the damn name. Amir. But both Gavin and Ellis can hear Gray Shoe say, "Oh, shit."
It's been a pleasure serving with you.
There's a loud bang, distinctly different from the other sounds of the combat, and a large cloud in the flailing around flashlights. You see a large cloud of scintillating silver mist envelop the area around Gray's shoe, and she screams horribly and starts to run for the other door, which you have control of, Andrew. Yeah, the nanoswarm has been released. Both sides stop firing and stare in shock.
But it's darkness. How can they see?
Well, no, they've got the flashlights on their guns. I said they're looking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The fog seems to linger around her, slowly expanding, and parts of it are coming to life, moving in ways unnatural for mist to move, seeming to coalesce into strange shapes, like blades that slash at her and claws that slash at her. She screams, propelling herself further back into the hold. A trail of silver cloud latched onto her, and you see bits of blood in the flashlight beams floating away from her as she runs and screams. And it only lasts a moment, and then the gorillas and the splicers again immediately start shooting at each other. And Amir, it's your turn.
I was continuing to try to grab the gun. I was going to try to grab the gun and then
get the
parkour my way toward the door.
Actually, hold on. This is going to be some kind of a roll, because now the gun, you can't see it. It's in darkness. So what would that be a roll of?
I was continuing.
Perception, right?
Probably, yeah.
I have a skill in scrounging.
Scrounging. Sure.
Yes. It's
Why not?
intelligence-based.
Who gives a shit? Yeah.
45.
Sounds good to me.
6. Heck yeah.
Yeah, you pick up that gun.
I tackle that mofo in the face, grab his gun, do a barrel roll toward the door.
You grab the gun and start doing a barrel roll towards which door?
To the door that was behind him, because I was still
Okay, so
continuing.
you're moving towards the airlock that way. Got it.
Wait, are you shooting and moving?
I'm not shooting. I'm heading out the
shooting
door.
that
The
out.
lights went off.
Move
I know
fast.
the nanoswarm went off. I'm getting the heck out of here.
That seems wise.
Yeah. Let me just tell you what you know. Okay. You know your duty is to contain this threat and protect the barge. Okay? So, that's, as Ages of Firewall, that would be what would be expected of you guys at this point. Now that the swarm's been released, it's your duty to contain the threat and protect the barge.
Which is why I'm heading out the door, because I can't protect it if I'm dead.
One thing, basically, I don't know if you guys need me to tell you or not, but you figure probably the best way to contain the threat, you're going to have to seal the barge. Seal the ship. That's only a temporary fix, though, because this nanoswarm will eventually be able to cut through sealed doors and everything else, you know, from experience.
I think we need to trigger a reaction in the engineering to blow up the ship.
Yes, I was going to say the next step would be to seal the ship to slow down any of the nanoswarm, because yes, you see the nanoswarm.
Whose idea does this sound like, boys?
You see the nanoswarm following her and the trail of blood flying off, but the thing is, these nanites are practically invisible on their own. There could be many more of them spreading out throughout different parts of the ship as well. Beyond just sealing off the ship, the next course would be to cast it free from the barge entirely.
Yeah, can we do that through the airlock?
Well, yeah. One of
There's
you has
a
already
terminal at
gone
the
that
airlock.
direction, towards the airlock.
Ahmed has demolition as a skill, so he would actually know what kind of like how to blow stuff up, because that's one of the things he did.
I'm going to skip the turns and just say the gorillas and Gray Shoe. I know what's happening to Gray Shoe. The gorillas keep shooting at the splicers. The splicers keep shooting at the gorillas, and it's Leica's turn.
Oh, it's my turn? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Manually sealing the airlock is one way you know for a fact that you could do to seal the ship. Another way, you guys probably would all know from your firewall training anyway, in your experience, would be to hack the ship's network and instruct it to seal the network, to seal the airlock, which one of you has already hacked the ship's network. so might be able to do that.
So, yeah, I think I would go to the door and see if I can seal the airlock.
Okay, well there are all the splicers there as well. But yeah, you can just move. What the hell, you're standing there with the pistol. You move towards the door, so you're following now Amir. Okay?
All right.
Ellis, it'll take you a good several phases.
Wait,
before you'll
I'm
get to
sorry.
the
Is
airlock.
there any place where I can hold myself in case he opens the airlock?
Once you get to the airlock area, there might be something you can hold on to, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would like to try to
It's
do.
going to
If he
take you.
opens it up.
It's going to take you a few turns to get there anyway, because you're on the cargo hold at the moment, and these turns move fast.
Okay, sounds good.
Ellis, you guys can remember. Don't forget, you guys can communicate through the mesh to each other as well. You have your open, you know.
Open the fucking airlock! Open the fucking airlock!
All right, man, I'll try my best, and I'm gonna go to try to hack the
Just to
airlock.
remind you, Ellis, your firewall training would remind you opening the airlock would be extremely against firewall practices, because for all you know, the nanites could be ahead of them already. If you open the airlock, you're letting the nanites onto that ship.
Damn, man, I cannot do it.
No, well,
And,
I know.
send them out into outer space and we'll blow them up with
messages
weapons.
there. Some of you want to go through the airlock first, but just so you know, you can do that, but that would go counter to what your training would be.
Don't let an institution inform how you behave in the situation. You have to do what you think is right.
And don't forget,
is there,
too, even if these bodies die, your egos will live on in theory, as long as your cortical stacks aren't like ionized.
As long as we're backed up, as long as we have other morphs, we'll still
But you
be
definitely
alive.
have backups. You have backups, plus there's the possibility of saving these cortical stacks that you're in.
is there any instrumentation on the ship I could hot rod into like an EMP, like basically EMP our own ship to take down synthetics?
Oh my god, that's
I
fucking
think that's
awesome.
like what, like the nanites?
That's
Yeah,
great.
No.
Damn.
No EMPs would
Good
work
idea.
against the nanites that you know of. This is a Titan virus. It's way, way advanced beyond your years.
Send it into
They
space.
would have tried EMPs during the fall. They did not work. At this point, your job would be to seal the ship, separate the ship, and destroy the ship, essentially.
Send
Does
it into
the
space.
ship have pods?
Or actually, no, you wouldn't have to necessarily destroy the ship, but if you can seal the ship, separate it from the barge, contact firewall, get the cleanup crew in. Because really, dealing with the nanites themselves is probably beyond you, but you could at least seal the ship, separate it, call in the cavalry.
Andrew, we could send it outside the ship, then put a pod out that the nanites could attach to with a cord, and then we could drag it until then we could call the crew. But I think it's best to have it outside the ship.
Is there pods on the ship, escape pods?
In theory, yes. Actually, you're hacked into the network. There is one. It's at the bridge.
And what's maximum capacity on a pod?
2. It's tight. It's an old freighter.
Okay, I'm going to.
So you're in the
in it.
network.
I'll say over mesh. Any last words of advice, boys, before I blow this thing wide open?
Hasta la vista.
Make sure there's clear path to engineering base. We have, in case you screw up, we can do it ourselves.
You can do that. You can lock all the doors, open everything up.
I'm actually gonna go the route of I'm gonna try to hack to seal everything and launch
Launch what?
the barge into space.
Oh, you mean to detach and separate?
Yep.
Okay. Moving the ship away from the bridge. Okay, well, definitely you can manually seal the airlock. Okay. Or not manually, sorry, but through the network, you can seal the airlock. As far as trying to launch the ship, you come across the ship's onboard AI, and it will not allow an unauthorized person to pilot the ship. So you're going to need to hack the controls again. So you're doing another hack. This is going to be at a -30.
Can I use the schematics I have of the ship to look for the AI's core?
In 3 seconds, no.
Damn.
If you want to take several minutes to work on that, yes.
What I'll do then with this turn is I want a hack to open all the doors straight to the engineering bay. Like just create a
you
line to
can do that
engineering.
instantly, I'll say. That's no problem. You can do that and seal the airlock instantly. If you roll another hacking check at -30, though, to try to get the ship to allow you to take command of the piloting.
Okay.
Can you run lights to engineering on the floor?
I imagine
Sure.
so.
Sure you can.
Oh yeah, I'll light it up. Like an airway. Alright, let me roll
They
then.
actually do that in Star Trek. I don't know if you guys know that.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking
21?
Oh yeah.
about. Nice. You seal the airlock. Lights light up, leading the way to engineering. Doors open all over the place. You open pretty much all the doors between here and engineering. And the ship separates from the barge and starts to move away. Nice roll, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Gray Shoe is at the door, by the way, trying to get through towards the bridge.
I thought
Are
she was
you-
dead.
Me too.
Not yet. She's dying.
Can that door I just like flick my thing so when she tries to go through the door it just smashes her?
Okay. Yeah, sure. You can just finish her off, put her out of her misery, because the nanites would have killed her slowly.
Yeah, I will literally say, "Fuck off, man," and press the button, and you just see the door go and
No
just
problem.
chop her in half.
Bullets are still flying back and forth between the two gorillas and the 8 splicers. Actually, sorry, make that now 6 splicers, because 2 more are down. Both of the gorillas are wounded now. That was a very long turn, but it was interesting. There's a lot of things going on there. Gavin.
Yeah. I've been.
You're just going to wallow in your wet undies?
I'm trying to think like what he would do, and like I really don't see him having any input in the situation. He's like totally unprepared for it.
That's
He's
fair.
got-
So he's
you
just
know,
going to cower and
I
try
think like it's no crack for myself, but that's definitely what he would do. He would just like cower and shit
problem.
himself probably.
You're not in any danger of being shot anyway, because you're not in the line of fire.
I guess if he sees people moving towards the door, he might follow them.
Keep in mind the lighting situation, how dark it is in here. He probably doesn't.
All right, he continues to piss his pants.
You know what's going on just through the mesh, through the communications, but
Right. Yeah, he'll wait for it to be safe.
okay. In that case, then, okay. Splicers go. Amir.
Yeah, I'm definitely following the lights as fast as I can to the engineering bay, parkouring my way through the rafters because
Okay.
I can handle 0. Do you want me to do a parkour check?
Yeah, that's a free running.
Yep.
Yep, because you're running through the stream of fire.
And I got +10 because I'm in 0G.
Yes,
Got that.
and you're in your morph, your
Would it be possible to use a gun, like a blaster, to propel myself through 0G?
Yeah, sure. It's a cool idea. I think, why not?
That's what my character's doing to get to engineering.
I believe in rewarding cool ideas.
I'm going back and forth like a monkey.
Yeah,
across
you
the rafters.
total
I
control.
had a 59 though. I didn't
Oh,
make
really?
my check.
You didn't make your check? Oh,
No.
You slam into a wall.
no, you're going to get shot. We're going to say you take one of the bullets from one of the splicers. Their bullets aren't quite as damaging. Do you have any kind of an armor rating? Are you wearing any armor? I think you have armor of some sort. Am I mistaken? Uh-oh. Did Chepe freeze?
Yeah, it looks
Chips,
like
you
it.
there?
No, Chepe! I think he's gone. Okay. I have his character sheet here. I just have to pull it up. He is playing as...
Amir.
Oh, I was on Amir already, wasn't I? Okay. Amir, armor. Yep, he has a 10 reduction. So this is doing 2d10. Ooh, that's a 17 plus 2, I think it was. 17 plus 2, right? Yep, plus 2,
Yes.
so that's 19. So his armor takes out 10 of that, but it has armor piercing of minus 2, so it actually only takes out 8 of that, so it does 11. Hi, Chepe. We're just figuring out the damage from the bullets you took. So you're taking 11 points of damage. Now,
Where's
what's
my
your...
armor?
I already figured it out. You got an armor of 10. I rolled really high on the damage, I'm afraid.
Alrighty.
Oh, they're using the same pistols you are. So what's your wound threshold? Is 7. So you're going to take a wound.
Mhm.
You've got 1 wound.
Alrighty.
And you've taken 11 points of damage. So where's your durability? Is 35. So you've taken 11 out of that. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
I'm a leaping bouncer.
Yeah. It hurts.
I'm limping. It hurts.
You're a limping leaper?
He was parkouring through the spray of bullets and he just caught one in the leg. So, next on the
Thankfully, I got 3 more.
the guerrillas fire back and forth. And then it's back to Leica. So you're firing your gun, and where are you trying to move towards the engineering? So you're going back into the cargo hold, and you're going to have to also move through the bullets. So you can either...
Yes, but I'm shooting my gun to go up and over them, and then up at the ceiling to come back down in my position.
Okay, I want you to roll a fray check at half.
My fray is really good, guys. Alright, so I rolled an 18.
Yep, no problem. Well, your fray is really good. 85, so you were rolling for 42.
Yes, sir.
Nicely done. Yep, you do. You managed to get yourself up and over the spray of bullets. You see little floating bubbles of blood coming up away from your friend there.
And it just like smashes into my face and makes like these tiger stripes as I move through the blood.
Nice. You now have Amir's blood on your face. And
So how far away is engineering from here? It's going to take several turns to get there, I guess.
yeah, it's going to take a little while to get there. It's going to be Ellis's turn.
I am going to try to contact Firewall.
You
over
can
the
do
mesh.
so, yes.
You're super fucking useful.
What is it, Agent?
We have a real bad problem, man. This
I see
is a
it.
least special mission. We've
You're
got all
contacting us from Grey Shoes Freighter, I see, yes?
Why is
Yes.
your guy Jamaican?
we have the Titan. It's Titan technology is loosed, man. It's all over the ship.
What kind of technology?
It's the nanobots, man. They're eating everything.
Nanoswarm.
The nano swarm.
Hold on, we'll be right on it. You secure the ship, get it away from the barge.
I'll do
I
my
see.
best,
You've
man.
already done that, yeah? Keep it moving, get it as far away from the barge as you can. You have control of the thrusters?
Do I?
Yeah, that's what your last hack check was, to see if you could move it away, and you did.
Yep, I have
Put
full
them at
control.
full. Put them at full. You need to get as much ground as you can in the next 6 seconds.
Aye, and I'll put the thrusters to full.
Okay. Ellis, then it's going to be Gavin's turn.
This game is really fucking intense.
I've heard the firewall thing, right? Was that in the mesh?
Yes. Yeah. You guys all could hear that. You're all linked up, I think, unless anybody specifically says they want to keep it private. But
All right, I'll get moving, I guess.
moving where?
Don't know. I guess I'll try and move towards the engineering bit.
Okay,
Slowly
you're
but
going to have
surely.
to move through the spray of bullets.
Fucking let's do it.
Okay. You're going to need to make a fray check at half.
Okay. At half, as in. Okay, what do you mean at half?
Okay, your fray is 55.
My fray is.
You're going to need
40.
to roll 20. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong character.
My fray is
Fray is
40.
40. So you're going to need a 20 or less.
Holy shit! Good luck. You have a 1 in 5
Because
chance.
it's dark, I'll give you a plus 20. Make it 40.
Okay.
So that balances out.
Ooh, not even nearly.
Okay, you're going to get hit.
Mm-hmm.
With a bullet. You actually missed by a lot. Okay, you're going to take a bullet from one of the gorillas.
Oh shit, Gavin, no.
What are they using? They're using kinetic railgun pistols, so it's just 2d10 plus.
Kinetic railgun.
Instead of 2d10 plus 2, it's 2d10 plus 4.
Fucking great. All right.
6, 7 plus 4 is 11.
Right.
Not a lot, actually. That was a pretty lousy damage roll.
I have
You have
I have
armor?
armor clothing, so it's a 4.
Minus 4, so that reduces it by 4, so that makes it 7. Oh, wait, but it has armor piercing. Hold on.
Oh god.
Let me see what their armor piercing is at. Their armor piercing is actually minus 5, so yeah, that negates your armor piercing, so it's still the full 11. What's your wound threshold?
7.
So you take 1 wound, and you also take 11 off of your durability for your total hit points, I guess, as it would be.
Holy shit.
What's your durability?
35.
So yeah,
Yeah.
okay, cool. You're not dead. You take 1 in the arm, and you're bleeding, and it ruined your jacket.
Oh, not my jacket. It was really stylish. I'm like spinning around from the force, like in the 0G. Just like...
Not my jacket!
It was really stylish.
And then it is the splicers. Okay, more bullets firing. I need you to make another rail check, another fray check. I'm just going to roll one general roll. I'm not going to roll for all, whatever there is of them. So, what did you get on your fray check? It's at half again, but I'll give you the plus 20. So it's the same as before, 40.
Me?
Yeah. No. I'm sorry, Gavin, because he's in the line of fire at the moment.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. 87.
Okay. We'll just see if they miss.
Gavin, you're fucking toast.
I'm toast, guys.
Nope, he still missed. He failed his roll, so it doesn't matter. He failed to dodge, but he failed the roll as well, so he didn't succeed. So, and then I'll do one, because actually, as I recall, Chepe was in the line of fire as well. Or should I say,
Amir.
So
Do you want to
Amir, go
use the
ahead
roll
and-
that I just did, or do you want to want me to
Yeah, you can
re-roll?
use the one you just did since you just rolled it. What was it?
10.
Nice. So you managed to succeed. And what's that? Ooh, I got not 6. What was your roll? A 10? So your 10 is higher than not 6, so you succeed. So you successfully dodge. Wow. That guy was on the money, but you dodged. You dodged the bullet this time.
I was flipping through the door. Finally got
Nicely
to
done.
do that
George.
barrel roll after my leg got hit, so I reversed it, and the pool of blood flowing in the reverse direction, doing somersaults on the 0G. Oh, it's my turn.
You can get out of the line of fire this time.
Yes, I'm definitely moving out of the line of fire and trying to go into the cargo hold.
You're at the doors
Toward the
leading out of the cargo hold towards engineering. Not directly
bum
into
rush
engineering.
through.
You have to go down another hall, but yeah. So you'll get to that.
I'm bum rushing through.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
The guerrillas open fire. Since you're still in the line of fire, I need you to make another fray check there, Lloyd.
Absolutely.
I know you love them.
20.
Oh, they critically failed.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Does he get a moxie
Oh,
point or
man.
something for that? I mean,
Yes, I fully support that.
I catch the bullet in my teeth.
I was just going to say no, I've got another thing in mind, actually. What happens is the Neo-Hominid is firing with his kinetic railgun pistol, and it jams up, and he's looking at it, and basically the barrel has kind of exploded, and his gun is wasted, and he takes a few bullets from the splicers and drops.
All right.
There's now only one of the gorillas left, and there are 5 splicers still up. Then it goes to Leica.
Engineering.
Yep, you're moving towards, you basically are right alongside of, or right, pretty much right with Chepe's character, Amir.
He's still with me even though he got hit?
He got hit, but he kept moving, and he was moving full speed. He was like double moving, if you will, you know?
Sure.
Bouncers,
On the
man.
other hand, you're moving too pretty fast, but you did divert to go up and over instead of straight across.
Right.
I'm just gonna say you guys are right, pretty much next to each other still.
Yeah, I just want to make my way to engineering.
Yep, you guys are both moving down the hall towards engineering, and after that, it is Ellis's turn.
I ask
Oh, sorry.
Amir if he's okay.
You're just now being concerned?
I might need you. The team might need you. Are you okay?
I see the little bubbles of blood floating off. You know, did you guys ever see Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country?
Yes.
Do you remember a really cool scene when they the attack takes place on the Klingon ambassador or whatever, and they shoot him, and the blood pops out in like little bubbles floating in 0G? That's the way I picture this, except the blood's not purple because you're not Klingons. Okay. Ellis, it's your turn.
Can I use the ship's thermo gear to try to identify where the swarms are, where the nanoswarms are?
The ship's what gear?
Like that's thermo monitoring gear? Like try to track their heat?
No, they don't come up on thermo gear. You just start cycling through trying to find ways to detect them?
Yeah, I'll do that.
You do. There is a small swarm at the airlock trying to cut through the airlock to basically vent out the ship. There is a large swarm. You figure it's the same swarm that was tearing Gray Shoe apart. Is moving into the bridge now and attacking the controls at the bridge to try to disable navigational control.
Okay. Can I try to do a programming hack to divert power from the life support system and shield the door? The airlock that they're trying to pop?
You mean something kind of like a kinetic shield or something like that?
Yeah, kinetic shield, barrier.
Sure, why not? I have no idea. Sounds good to me.
Awesome.
Check
Alright,
decide.
This is some Dune shit right here.
I'll do programming.
Sure,
so I have
you
to
can.
be.
Go ahead and give us a roll. Because you're dealing with something kind of unusual, we give you negative 20.
Okay, so I have to beat a 50.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa!
Oh yeah.
Which is roll.
9.
9.
Nice. Yep. Boom. Shielded. They will not be able to vent the airlock for several rounds.
Bam.
Or action phases or action turns or whatever, yeah. Because now they have to get through that kinetic shield. You just push them back, and they're pissed. If they were people, they'd be screaming in rage.
Fuck, you're so handy.
Nice. Let me knock off these fucking notifications because something's going on there. Mute sounds. There we go. Okay. So, after Ellis... Oh, Ellis, while you're doing that too, the shipboard AI is speaking to you since you're in the network. And it says, missile incoming, evasive maneuvers.
Missile incoming. Who's firing at us, man?
Incoming missile, evasive maneuvers activated. Brace for impact. And it's Gavin's turn. You guys all hear this too over the mesh, so.
Fuck.
Fuck, we should have went to bridge.
So I've been shot.
Yes, you have. And
Going
you're still in the
around.
middle of fire.
Right. It's still totally dark, right?
It's pretty dark. You just see the beams of light from. There's the emergency lighting leading the way to engineering, and the beams of flash, light coming from the guns of the two parties that are all firing at each other.
Try and make my way towards the emergency lighting.
Of course, I never mentioned this before, but I think it goes without saying, Chepe and Philip, both of your characters, Amir and Laika, you have guns which have flashlights on them as well, which you can be using to light the way too if you like. So what are you trying to do? You're trying to get out of the line of fire, keep moving towards
I'm trying to
engineering?
move towards the emergency lighting, yeah, so I'm guessing I'm going to get shot again.
Just give me a... No, you won't be getting shot again because they've already taken their actions around, I'll say. So yeah, you can move on and get out of the range of fire.
Okay, I just want to
at this round, so.
I'm just trying to follow the rest of my team.
Yep. You are a couple of actions behind them, but yeah, you're kind of slowly moving towards them.
Sure.
The splicers take a turn then, so if you hadn't moved out of the range, they would have been shooting you, but instead they're shooting at the one remaining neo-hominid, and they have him pretty much pinned down, since it's 5 of them shooting at just one of him. Losing his comrade has left him extremely vulnerable. And it gets back around to Amir. Amir, you will reach the engineering room this turn.
All right. I would like to try to use demolition skill and prepare something that would rig up as soon as possible.
So you start setting up an explosive to try to take out the core and set off I presume you're trying to set off a total destructive explosion to destroy the entire ship?
Pretty much.
You start working away on that. Very good.
You want me to rush it or just leave it be or take my time? Or...
It's up to you what you want to do. I'm not going to make you roll, really, unless you really want to, but it's not going to matter in the next round.
All right.
Just kind of metagaming a little bit there, but yeah. But no, you can start setting up the explosive. No problem. The remaining gorilla is reloading his weapon and kind of considering his escape options, which don't look very good. And it's back up to Laika. Laika, you come into the engineering room and you see Amir there setting up an improvised explosive near the core of the engineering room.
I prepare a download into my new body.
You mean more like an upload?
Yes.
Well, yeah, an upload back to headquarters, something like that?
Yes, because I have a feeling that this is all about to blow up.
Yeah, you can see it's all about to.
Yeah, so I'm just going to start the process.
You're trying to. What the hell is it called? It's called ego casting. You're trying to ego cast yourself. God, they didn't put that into the quick release rules. Quick rules. Do you know how ego casting works? How long does it take? Have you read it before?
I think it's instantaneous. But
it
I think
takes
you need
one
to
round.
do a series of rolls in order to see if you're able to keep your mind.
Okay, it takes one round, you said, Chepe?
Yeah, something like
that. Okay. Yeah, I'll say you managed to ego cast yourself back to whatever default headquarters location you can do, so. And it's Ellis's turn.
Can I pull up a local
Brace for
map?
impact. Impact imminent.
I'm just going to send off a sonar signal then that's basically warning off of the location of the ship using the ship sonar.
Warning who?
Just anyone who picks it up that there's going to be a large explosion.
Oh, okay, to any other ships nearby. Gotcha.
Yep.
Cool. And at that point, then the missile hits the ship. Actually, multiple missiles hit the ship. And the ship is blown to fucking smithereens, completely destroyed by the firewall missiles that were launched at it to eliminate the threat of the nano swarm. So, Philip, or should I say Laika, you managed to get your ego back to base before the explosion. The rest of you are all still egos and morphs aboard the ship when it explodes. Your morph, of course, is destroyed like as but you can always get a new one. And yeah, let me see. Is there anything else I need to see here? Nope, that's
I
it.
guess
The ship
I was
goes
backed
up in a. Oh yeah, you guys all have backups. Don't worry. This isn't the end of any of you. Your firewall agents, you have backups. You have agency backing you as well. They provide sleeves and things like that for you anyway. So the ship goes up in a massive explosion, bits and pieces flying everywhere. Everyone else nearby, the other smaller ships, manage to move away thanks to the warning that Ellis gets out to them. And the barge remains unharmed and nanite free. So, let me just double check this. What's going to happen is you're going to have to be backed up, the three of you. However, right. Cortical stacks retrieved. No, none of the cortical stacks will be retrieved. Oh, there is a slight chance. Sorry. All of you, well, sorry, three of you except for Philip, roll D100s, just a straight D100. And tell me what you got.
66.
Okay,
99.
Your cortical stack was not retrieved. Your cortical stack was not retrieved.
Critical failure. No.
Another 9.
A 9. Okay, so Ellis's cortical stack is retrieved. The other two are not retrieved. So they'll have to be restored from a previous archive backup.
So Ellis, you remember the mission.
Ellis, you not only remember the mission, but you also remember the moment of your death.
Ugh.
You suffer, and this is where we're going to get screwed up because I don't know the mental combat rolls or whatever combat system. You suffer 8 points of stress.
To lucid?
I guess. Yeah, 8 points of stress, that comes from your lucidity, I guess, yeah?
Yes, sir.
And what is the trauma threshold? What's your trauma threshold?
My old one or my new one?
No, your current one. 6?
6, yep.
Yeah, you're going to take some kind of trauma damage to be determined because I don't know how that all works. So we mark down anyway that you've taken the 9 points of, the 8 points. So it was 8 points of stress, yeah?
Yep.
And your threshold was 8, so you hit exactly the amount, right? No, your threshold was 6, yeah. So you're going to have some kind of a mental trauma, which we'll deal with later. And then with regards to Amir and Gavin, you have the option of spending a moxie point to have your cortical stack retrieved.
What's the
Or
downside?
if not, you'll have to be restored from a previous archived backup, which means you're going to lose continuity. Part of your life will be missing. You will not remember the previous mission or your death, and you'll have to be briefed to be brought back up to speed on the mission. But if you burn the point of moxie, it's permanent.
And if you do get the cortical stack, you're probably going to take a lot of stress damage. Is that how it works? I know that's metagaming, but I'm just trying to figure out like what's the disadvantage apart from like not knowing what happened.
You won't
You're going
remember
to
me
take stress
shooting the
damage.
guy.
You're going to take stress damage either way. It's going to be different.
Mm-hmm.
Stress damage depending on which way you go. But obviously, if your cortical stack is not retrieved, you will not remember the mission. You'll just have to be brought back to speed, and you have this whole missing time in your life from the time that you were backed up until the time now.
Okay, I guess I'll take it.
You're gonna take what?
The cortical stack, if it's on offer.
You're gonna spend the moxie point.
Do you regain those in any way?
I don't know.
There's situations where if you fit into a sleeve with a critical success, you get a moxie point. Things like that. I'm not sure exactly what all the situations are to get a moxie point, though.
Yeah, I mean, this is just quick start rules, and I haven't gotten into all that yet, so...
Yeah, fuck it, I'll do it.
Okay, you spend the moxie point. So you also suffer 1d10 plus 3 stress. 8 points of stress.
Okay.
That's for Lloyd. And what's your trauma threshold?
Is that LUC or?
No, TT.
Oh, 8.
8. Okay, so you take a trauma as well, a mental trauma. And your LUC is basically like your mental hit points, whereas your durability is your physical hit points. So the 8 points you take are subtracted from your lucidity at the moment. What about Amir?
Sure, why not?
You gonna spend the moxie point? Okay, you take only 5 points of stress.
Yeah, my trauma threshold is 6.
Cool, so you do not take a trauma. You just reduce your lucidity by 5 temporarily. I presume you get that back. That's your mental hit points. Okay, and then Philip, you don't have to go through any of that really because you managed to upload your ego. So characters who survived the previous part of the mission fare better, but they must have their ego uploaded and transmitted. Okay. So what's going to happen is you're all going to have your egos uploaded and transmitted to Mars and resleeved into new morphs because your mission is not yet over. You're all going to wake up in new bodies, provided for free courtesy of Firewall in a resleeving facility in Elysium, which is the largest city on Mars. While you're recuperating from the procedure, Firewall will update you. Getting used to a new morph is not easy, however, each character must make a will ×3 test. Okay, what's your will? We'll start with Andrew first.
It's 15.
Okay, so you have a 45. Roll a percentile.
Okay. 62. So nope.
Okay, you take an additional 4 points of stress. Go ahead and keep track of that. You might want to just keep notes on this, okay? Just to keep track of your total stress and things of that sort. And you are going to suffer a -20 modifier to all physical actions as you get accustomed to your new body, okay?
Okay.
Actually, all of you are going to do that.
Oh, motherfucker.
Just so you know. Let's go next to Chepe. So for Amir, what's your will?
His will is 15, which means the roll's 45. I got a 99. Critical failure.
Wow, that's twice in a row.
Jesus.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're not using the dice stream, are you?
Nope.
Wow.
I'm hardcoring it, and it never pays off. My dice don't love me.
You also take 4 more points of stress, so now you do have a mental trauma.
I thought it was just at one time for a threshold.
Is it? It might be.
It's whenever you take damage, is if that amount of damage exceeds that amount.
Okay, so the 4, anyway, you just take the 4 more stress, and you also have the -20 modifier to all physical actions as you get accustomed to your new body. But don't worry, that goes down by 5 for every 12 hours. Lloyd, let's talk about Gavin.
Let's
As
do
you're being re-sleeved. What's your will?
20.
Wait, even with a critical failure? I figured I would get a minus 30.
It doesn't say. I don't know.
Oh, that's fine.
It doesn't say. I don't know. Maybe.
Could say the body rejects me and I die on the spot.
Yeah. You. No, we'll just leave it.
Normally.
We'll just go with what's in here for the moment.
Okay.
Keep it simple.
So my will is 20. So
So
I
you got
gotta
a
get
60 as your.
it's an 89. Fantastic.
Okay,
Gavin is a
so yeah.
fucking waste of space.
Gavin takes 4 points of stress also, and will suffer negative 20 modifier to all physical actions.
Fucking worst, man. He's terrible.
And Posey, it's
Fucking
Mike's
Gavin.
turn to re-sleeve. What's your will? You're muted, I think. I can't hear you, Philip.
So I rolled a 13, and my will was 45.
Okay, yep. You only take 2 points of stress then,
Okay.
and you still suffer a negative 20 modifier to all physical actions as you get accustomed to your new body.
Oh, so that's just automatic?
Yes, it is. But you only take 2 points of stress instead of 4.
Can I roleplay that?
Sure, if you like.
So, am I this neotonic then?
Yeah, you're in your new sleeves. You're waking up in this re-sleeving facility
And
in Elysium.
I wake up
There's a
and
firewall facility.
my little hand is trembling, and there's like this web of human skin between my fingers, and it starts to separate, and I'm trying to get them to move, and I try to put my arm down, and my whole body's quivering, and I'm looking at my thin, spindly legs, and I'm trying to get them to raise, and my mouth opens up, and this fluid rushes out, and I say, "How long?"
Nice. We can never get through a game session without puke, do we? Never happens.
Does anyone answer me to tell me how long it's been since I've reawoken?
Just look and see if it actually does say on here anywhere about how long it's been. It doesn't say, but I think they're in a hurry, so we're going to say it's been a day.
I'm a fucking child. Shoot me in the fucking head now so I can re-upload.
What am I waking up as? Some redskin thing.
Yeah, you guys all have your character sheets for your new morphs. Now, what we can do now, there's 2 options. We can continue on, which means this is going to go on. This is the halfway point. We can continue on, or we can call it here and try to continue it in a second session.
You want to do it January 25th?
What's January 25th?
Next session.
Is that's just a month from now? Is that, I don't know what day is that? I don't know why you picked that date.
That's a Sunday for me. Just Sunday. That might
January
work.
25th is a Sunday for you. It's probably a Sunday for the rest of us as well. I'm just thinking.
It's only Thomas who has different days, really.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Works for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
I gotta tell you guys, I really like this setting.
Setting is awesome.
I like the setting.
Yeah.
The setting isn't the problem.
There are some gripes with the mechanics, but I like the setting a lot.
I think once
combat
we
rules are
become more
interesting.
adapted to the mechanics and it becomes more subconscious, we'll be able to flow.
Yeah. I mean, Shadowrun is a similar beast, where there are copious rules. But if you've got somebody who knows all the rules, and everyone knows all the rules, then it flows pretty well. So I guess that's it's like a learning curve, maybe.
Yeah, something like that. It's a big learning curve because
learning
we've been playing some really simplistic
Right.
Systems lately, but
I gotta say, I think I really like all the characters.
Well, I think I'm good for the 25th for now.
Yeah, I'm
But
good.
I'm definitely up for a second session because I need a break at least.
Yeah, I'll have to think about the 25th. I'll have to look and see, make sure I don't have anything else lined up for that. But yeah, definitely want to do a second session. I would prefer to do that. I mean, I could push on for a couple more hours, but
I think it'll be better if we
it's a good cutting point right there when you're resleeving on Mars.
Yes, sir. I think so too.
So.
We'll avoid the negative 20.
Okay. Cool. Well, does anyone want to say anything in closing? I'll just go around one more time. Andrew, do you want to plug your channel one more time before I end the broadcast?
Oh yeah, Andrew Knapp, SR2 Joker on YouTube. Check it out. Marmalade.
Chepe?
Chepe Le Pepe on the channel FaunTrodden. And yeah, that's me. You can check it out. Niche content, lots of weird gaming.
Lloyd?
yeah, Dungeon Jarl on YouTube, Viking, D&D, and lots of Fiasco.
And Philip?
My name's Philip Posey. I run the channel Maps and Dragons, and please tune in for the most asinine RPG content on the web.
And I'm Ian Christensen, and you've been watching this video on my channel, Fantastic Dimensions. So thank you very much.
Woo, go Ian.